Join the voter revolt, everybody. Welcome to Technology Thursday. I'm David Sponheim, running for president in 2016, and I'm from Hollywood. I know. Hollywood had to fix the problem, so they sent me. That's right. We know that Donald Trump is too greedy to become president. He would take everything for himself. He doesn't seem to have any type of caring about the average person. And we know Hillary's greedy. We realize that she's greedy. And you look at the corporate connections between Hillary and Donald, and you're going, how is this any different than Barack Obama? I mean, he turned out to be in the 1%. So the American people are begging for a real American to lead this nation. An average American, although I'm not so average in that I have a high intellect. But I can tell you that this country is ready for a breath of fresh air. And they're ready for a president that is willing to communicate on a daily basis like I do, nightly. A transparent president who will keep this transparency into the White House, where we will engage in open discussions, fireside chats, if you will. I want to see polls daily. I want to network with C-SPAN, and I want to have a live show every day for at least an hour, if not 3 hours during the afternoon, where we talk to senators and congressmen about how we can change our nation and develop a more technological future. A future that offers brand new innovations that will help this nation not just pad the pockets of corporate America like we've seen in the past. Many corporations have simply outsourced their labor and continue to draw a nice little bottom line, but today marks a very weird day. We had a little problem on the stock market. That's right. The Dow Jones is down 254 points today, folks. I know. Dow Jones down 254 points. That's right. It's etched in your memory now. All right, so we have to deal with the reality that these money brokers who've expanded the economy by borrowing money, people like Donald Trump, who had 4 bankruptcies, and literally is bragging about all the money he has when he's literally borrowed it. He can't prove anything other than that. And I heard that this is really interesting, that Trump is talking about deportation forces to the media. I would never deport people from within the interior of our country. I would only deport them at the border with a judicial review by a border patrol guard who has been given federal judgeship. And this idea is unique to our party, America's Third Party. Giving judgeship to a Border Patrol agent at every single checkpoint gives him the ability to deport right there. Not go inland and set up deportation forces. This is absurd. The guy is Nazi-like. It's unethical. It's almost like he wants to urge ethnic cleansing. And if you're a Muslim or any type of a person who's integrated, a second generation of Mexican American, you would not want your family rousted because you look like an illegal. You can only imagine what our country would descend into if we had a dictatorial despot like Donald Trump running our country. It's frightening, isn't it? But then you turn to Hillary and you go, oh my God, she's so out of it. She's completely lost. When asked questions on Benghazi, she kept repeating the same thing over and over again. It's almost like she had Alzheimer's or something. Did you see that? But the media isn't saying that. The liberal press is pretending like, oh, Hillary did a win-win-win. No. Hillary fogged, stonewalled, and ignored the questions. The questions were very pertinent. Why was she looking at emails? Why was she basically searching the web for a way to get rid of emails? Why was she searching the web on subjects like mind control, which came up in the hearing, and she flatly deferred? Yeah. And was she complicit in what happened in Benghazi? What does she know in advance? That's the big question. I believe that a good prosecuting attorney could work her over and pull information out of her. He wasn't good enough. Trey Gowdy was pathetic. But I can tell you, if we have a woman like her at the helm of our nation at a time like this, it's scary for all Americans. So I've come to the forefront to save the day, essentially, to not allow some mindless imbecile who will do whatever corporations tell her to do, or in the case of Donald Trump, a mindless imbecile who will do whatever corporations tell him to do. We don't need that leadership. We need to be very intelligent here, and we certainly don't need a war with Syria, which both Hillary and Donald support. Thank you. Save the day, Dave. Thank you. How do you know you're not all talk when you win, you're not going to do crap on us? Well, you're going to have a daily chat with me. I promised you I'm not going to break that commitment. 1 hour to maybe even 2 hours will extend out. I want to maintain a communication base with the American people, even if we have to deal with crisis in real time. I want your opinions, and we'll have polling abilities to do this. Our president right now has not integrated the technology properly. He's not even in tune. He did one town hall meeting online. I do a nightly show 4 hours long, interactive with chat. I've done that for 7 years. What makes you think that's going to change? It's the roots of how I'm building this campaign, is how I'm doing this. I'm not going to abandon you. You're the reason I'm doing this. Yeah, we're not allowed to talk about iVlog here. I chat every day except Sunday. I do many things in the real world. Oh yeah. I'm working on a couple of different renewable energy solutions that could very well save the day in California, believe it or not. I'm working on a way of desalinating water quickly and easily, and I'm also putting together a plan to actually help homeowners survive the coming drought. So, I mean, I can't go into specifics, but no, I'm in the design stage right now, which could turn into a prototype very shortly and could easily turn into something that everybody could use in their home who is suffering from a drought. Well, let me tell you, there's a brand new technology. Let me see if I can pull it up. We've got lots of solar potential. Let's just put it that way. There's transparent solar cells that literally you can turn your windows into power sources. Check that out. Yeah, so windows could be turned into power sources. There's a brand new technology where a giant sphere is used to magnify and project concentrated solar onto a specific location and boil water and generate heat that way. This is an amazing, what we can do with light is phenomenal. So yeah, the sky's is the limit when it comes to solar potential. We're going to be looking at 85% efficiency with solar panels coming up in the next 20 years. We're going to see a revolution of efficiency. Right now, solar panels are only about 20% efficient. No, I'm not talk at all. No. And I'm going to purge you because the fact that I've literally been talking to the American people for 4 hours a day for the past 7 years is not all talk. It shows a consistency that no one can even get close to. No, there's no debate forum for candidates that are in the fringe. Folks, if you haven't realized it by now, and I've explained it to you for 7 years, you have to get me on the ballot. Okay? I can't do it. I don't have the money to buy the space to take down the two-party system. And it would take over $1 billion to do just that with just money. I would need $1 billion to convert this nation over and use pure advertising space to do this. Now, there's a way of doing this by getting my foot in the door, by starting a cable TV campaign, which could break through the censorship I've experienced on YouTube. And if you want to make a donation to America's Third Party, that money does and will go toward a cable campaign like it did in the previous two elections, in 2012 and 2008. Well, I dislike the fact that you don't seem to care about anything positive here, because all you're doing is picking at something that you can't change. Saying I'm all talk and no action is not helping me any, and I will kick you out of the room. I will ban you from the show. So that's where you're going, because your dialogue is heading toward demoralization, which is exactly what the media wants to do. It's exactly what the elitists want to do. It's exactly what the problem is. Every small voice out there is being demoralized, and you're engaging in that. Because of that, I will ban you if you continue demoralizing me. All right, thank you. Well, I can tell you one of the quick ways to get people to work, 839, that we have on tap. Look I'm banning people that demoralize me. I've said that time and time again in our show. I will continue to do that. I control the show. There's no other way to do that. We cannot allow people to shun our great ideas. And somebody said in the room the other night, just a dreamer. I'm more than just a dreamer. I am the dreamer. I'm the person who's putting together a projected plan for 50 years for America that we can implement and build a better country that's environmentally friendly and clean. But this is the plan that we have at our website, AmericasThirdParty.com. We talk about doing this in literally every city in the country, but initially I'm going to be working with about $5 billion in the budget. Now, I can do a lot with $5 billion. There's $5 billion in HUD. HUD's allocated is close to $17 to $20 billion. And right now I can play with 3 to 5 to build these home programs. Now, what this is a chance for you to take any house, any debilitated house, dilapidated house, and fix it up and make it look brand new. With a minimal amount of money, we're talking $10,000. For $10,000, I can buy enough roofing, enough grass, seating, enough paint, enough laminate cupboards for the kitchen. In fact, there's all kinds of things I can do. I can even throw in a high-end stainless steel refrigerator, stove, and dishwasher. Yes, Sarah will be in a little bit later. Thank you. And every house will flip for about $50,000. Now that means if you're working in the system, working at $10 an hour, will pay you. And every day that you work, you get a point toward your down payment. So by working in the system, your chances of owning one of these houses are guaranteed. $500 a month payments is what will be expected for 10 years. And this whole plan will go forth for 4 years and hopefully carry, into another term. But if not, then you're still going to have a buyout option. And hopefully the plan will stay in place. But you're going to have a contract with the government that cannot be broken. So if you make your payments for $500 a month for 10 years, you will own that house outright. Now the government makes $60,000 because that includes an interest rate on that money. But if you manage to have $50,000 and you just moved out of a house that you were foreclosed on, and you want to work in the system and want to flip that money and buy that house straight up, we'll let you do that for $50,000 without any payment plan. Or even less, because your down payment will be taken out of your work time that you spend working on fixing up houses. The Solar Rooftop Revolution is a way to actually get roofs around the country, and there's 100 million roofs in this country facing the south. Give people a free roof. And in the process of getting energy off that roof, every month you'll be paying back for the roof. The roof will pay for itself, essentially. And after 10 years, that roof will be completely paid for. Then you'll start reaping the real rewards of a lot more money off your electric bill. But initially, you'll be saving maybe 20% on your electric bill, but eventually you'll be making 45% savings on your electric bill. Eventually, when it's all paid off, heck, you could just have a maintenance fee that comes out of the electric bill, which is just for guys to come around and make sure everything's set up, working fine. I'm promoting the solutions for this country. Somebody wanted to know about jobs. This is one of the best ways to do this. Create a viral idea that can be produced and mass-produced and then delivered, and can encourage small businesses to start up installing these. Now that means you can start up mom and pop solar installations in your neighborhood.com. Or 3 guys and a screwdriver.com. I will seek to raise the minimum wage to $10. I'll follow through with what Barack Obama's commitment is, $10 an hour. I'll continue that effort. We've got to convince the Republicans, and there's no way 15 is tenable. But let me tell you how we are going to finance new startups and a $15 an hour salary, okay? Now, this is an idea that actually transcends the wage law. There's a big, huge controversy between the minimum wage agreement that the Democrats have struck, and this completely goes around that. The concept of an infrastructure bank offering 2% loans to U.S. businesses hiring U.S. citizens at $15 an hour. That's the plan that I'm going to promote, which is basically an infrastructure bank is something similar to the Federal Reserve, but it could actually function better than the Federal Reserve because it doesn't have any siphons sucking off of it. There's no profit mechanism built into it. It's designed for only 2% gain for the Treasury, which is the discount window the Treasury opens up to businesses right now. So it's completely within the possibility that you'll be making $15 an hour at a business that just got a 2% loan. I did not know that Helmut Schmidt passed away. Wow. Congratulations. Happy birthday. Today's your birthday. 167 is having a birthday, everybody. You're going to make yourself a nice dinner and have a great cake or something? We're not planning a trip to the sun. Yeah, the former West German chancellor died at the age of 96 years old. The stress of all the Muslims coming in, he probably had a heart attack or something. Germany is turning into a civil crisis. Angela Merkel and opening the doors to all the traffic of new immigrants wanting to pour into Germany. But this man was a chancellor for many years. Docker's grandson, who led country from 74 to 82, as it rose to become a global economic powerhouse, had a long illness. Okay. I'm sorry to hear he passed away. I didn't know him, but rapidly deteriorated in his home in Hamburg. Okay. Although he was criticized during his lifetime in power, which included 8 critical years during the Cold War, for his aloofness, vanity, and rudeness, in retirement he became a hugely loved and respected elder statesman whose popularity seemed to grow from year to year. There you go. And he's wearing my haircut. I have some Germanic roots. My name is Sponheim. It's not Drumpf like Donald Trump. He changed his name. His family changed his name because they didn't want to, really support their heritage. I would never change my name. I'm proud of the name Sponheim. The federal bank isn't federal. Previous leaders tried to do away with this bank. What do you think will be different and they'll stay alive? McLean, I'm going to have a bulletproof vest, and it's made by dragon skin. And I'll be walking around with a large helmet with titanium boron outer structure whenever I travel. If somebody were to blow me up, it would be you have to get through perimeter fencing as well as perimeter control. So I'm going to pretty much stay safe. I won't be traveling away from the White House very often. So yeah, I'll have a target on my head as soon as I gain popularity. Right now, people think I'm a joke. Simply because, here's a guy still running a campaign after 7 years on the internet, and the mainstream media just won't pick him up. You see the problem? The mainstream media won't pick anybody up. They won't allow anybody with a voice to speak. Yeah, Amber will definitely have a place in my room, and I won't let her out of my room. Yeah, more police abusing their power, folks. This story continues to propagate. Tonight's Technology Thursday, but we're going to look at other issues like brutality and police using, weapons against the people. Well, heck, Technology Thursday, why don't we talk about everything from cybersecurity to the military? When you think about it, the military is building up armaments that are pretty high tech that could very well affect all our rights and our freedoms. Kind of wild how much power that they have. Under Obama, he sent now military MRAPs and all kinds of military vehicles, helicopters to every city in America under the past 4 or 5 years, 6 years. Our nation's become a real police state, and it's not getting any better. It's getting worse, unfortunately. I would love to make it better. I'd love to erase a lot of the police presence in our lives and lower this specter of harassment that's going on and turn our nation into a more peaceful nation. But I can't do it with these militarists who are constantly pushing their agenda. And they pay for like Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump to rise to power. You guys haven't made a donation, so I'm not going to stand here and pull you over the coals here, but I'm just like you. I'm a common person who's facing the same element of police stating around me. Look at this. More military equipment for local police. It's unbelievable. These are all the weapons that were brought into every city in America, and that's why there's now 200 swattings a day. I don't use Skype 797. The reason is Skype is a serious problem. You don't need to audit the Fed, man. You need to retire the Fed. Retire the Fed. There's an entire clause in the Federal Reserve Act allowing us to retire them. Yeah, we don't need to in any way approve their authorization. Our Congress has to retire the Fed. Auditing is a waste of time. Seriously. Yeah, arresting them is more of a more progress, but no, retiring the Fed. Retire the Fed is the only way we can do it. And retire the communist state that we live in right now too. That'd be great. But yeah, let's. Skype is totally uncontrollable at this point. If you were to become my contact, you would be able to see my IP. Use modern technology to DDoS us, distributed denial of service. I'm saying that because it's already been done before. We've actually had a couple of attacks where we lost our signal here. I had to go broadcast from a local Wi-Fi hotspot for about a week during a time that we were hit constantly, with this attack through Skype. So Skype, until they become secure, we can't use them. We could hook up Uvu, and I'm looking into that. I used to have Uvu. I heard Skype used to be really good, and then the NSA started listening in, and their sound went to crap. That's because they're going to the server in Bluffdale, Utah. Yeah. When I met one of the vice presidents for Skype, and he says, "Oh yeah, there's no way they can trace anything," and this is right when people like Thomas Drake of the NSA, a whistleblower, was investigating how to do this. And the VP told me, "Oh yeah, we use 128-bit encryption. Sound quality is super good." And I was surprised because just a year or two later, Thomas Drake went public with whistleblower and said that he had developed software that the NSA could hack into anybody's feed, and they were using it domestically. He had developed it for strictly international use, watching international transmissions with terrorists, known terrorists. Yeah, he said that they can't be traced, yeah. And this vice president stood right in front of me and boldly told me that. And I was like, okay. I know, they're extra white, thank you. All right, so you see what's in your neighborhood now, and you notice some of the areas that are really prevalent with military machines are in this region right here. The predominant, and these two states, or 5 or 6 states, are the areas that are loaded down with all these weapons. That implies that they're really concerned about, in my opinion, this map shows me they're really concerned about an invasion from the south. I don't know, was that what you would assume from this map? But I want to take it a step further and retire the Fed. We can do that by the end of 2017 with the help of Congress. But we need to pay out about $1 billion to the Fed. But we can retire their charter. But the nice thing is we can reacquire their assets, and they have about $8 billion worth of properties when we do this. And in the process, my audio? What's wrong with the audio? You're getting a feed. Is this better? How's that? Lot Lizard's here to love me. Did you find a place to sleep, Lot Lizard? Do you have a tent yet? And this is part of the reason why I want to essentially retire the Fed, end the Fed. Okay, we'll move this off of here for now. I'll leave it over here to remind you of the police state that we're living in. We have another idea that my sound is cutting out. Is it okay now? Testing 1, 2, 3. Is this okay? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It come and go. It come and go. Really? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Well, that's not good. What about now? Testing 1, 2, 3. More like coming and going. Sound is good, yeah. Okay, now you're picking on each other. So the reason he doesn't cam up is because of some growth on his forehead. 432. Thank you. Yeah, I was told that. Yeah, it's tough when you have a terrible diet of GMOs and you're living on, well, if you're not following your diet, you're going to have a huge problem with a zit forming on your head. I know. Oh, they're just messing with me? Oh, okay. I was kind of wondering what they were talking about. All right, a Chicago area police officer who shot and killed a 95-year-old man with a beanbag gun to stand trial. Some guy used a beanbag against a 95-year-old guy. A Cook County judge will decide if a suburban Chicago police officer is guilty of reckless conduct in the fatal shooting of a 95-year-old World War II veteran with a beanbag gun in 2013. The trial of Park Forest Officer Craig Taylor started Tuesday. Prosecutors contend the 43-year-old Taylor acted recklessly when he shot John Rana in the stomach after Rana confronted officers with a knife and a cane at the assisted living facility where he lived. Well, John Rana was confronting people with a knife. Let's get back to transparent solar cells. That's more interesting. I mean, he was lunging him after he pulled a knife. Yeah, you pull a knife, you lose your life. I don't care how old you are. What about the guy who was a muscle builder at Coney Island I forget his name, but he was 106 years old. And he actually was on his bike, driving his bike at 106. This has happened about 3 years ago. Van decided to knock into him and kill him. That was amazing. It's dropping frames. Yeah, I noticed one of my my systems was a little bit haywire. Let me check my broadcast feed. Yeah, we're doing okay. It's kind of annoying, really. Andrew, you're making that up. If Scissor Fight says the sound is fine, then you're making this up, man. I'm checking my CPU usage. There is no toupee. This is my hair. Thank you. Thank you for asking. You're making it up, man. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? What's happening? It's the background. That's what's going on. Let's see if it improves now, okay? It's the background for sure. Okay. Your sound is fine, David. Thank you for asking. Welcome to the interactive chat show of America's Third Party. It's one of my gimmicks. I pretend to be a robot. Okay, let's talk about new technologies, I guess. There's so many different things. The Dow Jones is down. We talked about how it dropped 254 points. Biggest losers. Let's talk about biggest losers. What do you say? It was the background. It was robbing us CPU time and bandwidth time. Wow. Well, nobody really has anything that we really want to say about the stocks, so let's move on. You had a dream that you woke up in the shelter and you and Sarah were standing over me with light shining behind you. You told me everything is going to be okay now. I could come be with you. No, you can't. No. We don't take visitors here for obvious reasons. Yeah, I have 50 death threats on my record I have to deal with. You have $2,000 in stock with Apple? Well, good for you. The mic does cut for a split second now and then, really. Is it still cutting out? It's good now? I think it was the background. The background was overtaking the video picture. It was probably crimping the digital code that was transferring the audio at 8-bit capacity. Yeah, it's better now. If you were a bum in your backyard, is it okay to take a bath in your pool? I have a pond that's really green with algae. You would want to jump into that. And the piranha would love that, though. No, actually, piranha are illegal. I only have koi fish. People over weed. Why not just knock on the door and ask what's up? Yeah, well, this is not going to happen under my tenure as president. We will be legalizing marijuana. Oh, say, can you see a nation that's free? You look at the number of people that have died from tobacco, 400,000 per year, and nobody's ever died from marijuana. Why would we have it illegal? It makes no sense. So yeah, I definitely want to legalize marijuana. Mary Jane's been very, very good to me. Yeah, I started smoking marijuana in 1981, and then I transitioned over the years to, occasionally puffing on a little vaporizer. And I think one of the best things about marijuana and THC really is not only is it medicinal, it prevents the cannabinoids in marijuana actually prevent brain cancer cells from growing. A recent study was confirmed again. The study that was done in Madrid was done separately, and peer review has shown that it shrinks cancer cells in brain tissue, which is amazing. I knew of a woman who gave up smoking marijuana and developed brain cancer. And she turned Christian all of a sudden, and everyone said, "Oh, what's wrong?" And, well, I found the Lord. I don't want to smoke marijuana. And, for some reason she thought that Christians don't smoke marijuana, which is kind of ironic because there are Christians that do. But it doesn't matter. She stopped marijuana and then brain cancer took her life. And I'm not making this up. This is true. So the Lord didn't help her in that respect, if you believe in that. Pot would have. Apparently something got to her. The mystery object to hit Earth on Friday the 13th. Yeah. What's up? It's a mystery object that's going to hit the Earth. Hit the Earth? A piece of space junk is rotating out there. It's trajected directly into our solar system. Let's take a look here. Let's look. Small unusual artifact object WT1190 will impact Earth in a few hours. This is November 12th. The animated GIF above was made from the images, which I took just a few hours ago. The moving object is WT1190, discovered on October 3rd this year. Okay. It is an unusual object that's not an near-Earth asteroid, but almost certainly a 1 to 2 meter artificial object. It's moving, 1 to 2 meters, that's not bad. That'll burn up in the Van Allen belts. Much like most of our spacecraft have tried to reach the Van Allen belts and they burned up. The space shuttle, all those tiles had burned. They didn't want to tell people, but yeah, they couldn't possibly get near the Van Allen belts without burning up. So someday we'll be able to go to the moon if we develop something, a new technology, a metal that will resist the Van Allen belts, but we'll never make it to the moon any other way. That's why we haven't gone back to the moon, because we never went to the moon. You look so good. Well, that's nice of you. Millions of miles away, really. The Van Allen belt is millions of miles away. Wow. So you're saying the Van Allen belt is outside of Earth? Earth's gravitational field, which is true. You're saying that it's millions of miles away. Well, the moon is 238,000 miles away. So you're saying the Van Allen belt is around the moon too? Yeah, because that's not even 500,000 miles away, or 250,000 miles away. So what are you really saying? Are you functionally retarded, pretending to be a PhD? My God, man. We've had the same problem before. It's your brain cells that are misfiring. Do I have to give you a lesson on the Van Allen belts tonight? I don't want to do that. I'll force myself into the moon landing controversy. I don't want to go there. Please change the subject. Check out the former First Lady. She was asked a question, she didn't know what to say. I think her CPU went blank or something. Anyway, here is Sarah. Hello, Sarah's here.
I don't think I can imitate that.
All right. Well, we had a lot of fun talking. The Dow Jones dropped 254 points today. Pretty sad day on Wall Street. A lot of people who are heavily invested in the stock market are dealing with this tragedy. I haven't checked any stocks, so I don't know who was the performers and who were sliding today. But so yeah, we had a fun show. Our pre-show perhaps was mind-blowing. I played music during our pre-show, which we don't have on our recorded version. But we'll play some. Whoa! Wait a second. Hang on. Somebody's saying my hair color looks like nicotine stains and crap. Oh my gosh. So hurtful. Yeah, it's plant protein. I put plant protein on my hair, so it's not fecal matter, and it's not nicotine. All right.
Isn't there already a tax on the money when people earn it, Andrew GVN? I mean, there's already a tax on when people actually earn the money that they invest into the stocks or bonds, etc. They're already paying a income tax.
Wow, yeah, and nasty surprise for Obamacare customers. They're going to have to. Yeah, this is from CNBC. This is brought in from Scissor Fight. Take a look here. For millions of people this tax season, Obamacare won't be quite a 50-50 proposition, but it sure will come close. Half of the households that received federal subsidies to help pay for their health insurance in 2014 will have to repay some money back to the government when they file their tax returns. A new analysis released estimates today, Tuesday. Wow. The repayment plan. See, this is how incompetent Obamacare is, folks. If you voted for a Democrat in the previous election, you've got to stop doing that. You've got to correct your ways. They have no idea what they're doing, and they keep mandating things everywhere they turn.
The average repayment owed by those people will be $794.
That's unreal.
It's because their actual incomes ended up being higher for the year than they had estimated when they applied for the subsidies.
Well, I just think the government's fault should rest on the government, not people. Here, Sarah's hair looks better than mine. Mine looks like nicotine and feces, according to one person. You think they're jealous? I think it's a sheer case of jealousy myself. Do you think I can find a discount somewhere on a 2015 Lexus Hybrid? Yeah, they don't get great gas mileage, but I'm sure you can find a discount on a 2014. Don't buy something this new.
Well, if you are, the only way I would suggest is that go to Enterprise. Buy an Enterprise vehicle.
I wear a tie for 4 hours a day. Why would I loosen it? The rest of the day, I'm like, hey, I could walk around here naked. No one would know. David, did you hear about the alien pictures that Facebook erased? No, Frankie, I don't. None of the alien pictures I've ever seen are real. We never give mods in this show. We haven't given mods in Vaughn. We maybe tried it a couple times. It didn't work out. 16.5 to 17-inch collar. I prefer a 17-inch. This is a 16.5. It's tight. You can see that. Well, the photos of shapeshifters, if you believe they're real, did it ever occur to you that they've been making cartoons like Bugs Bunny and Porky Pig since the 1930s? I mean, a cartoon that could be easily made of a person's eyes turning into reptilians. You don't believe that? There is no real alien invasion. The alien agenda is a complete fabricated hoax that was put together by our government to blame a lot of bad things they're doing on the aliens. If you didn't realize that, then you're probably one of those people who have been hoaxed.
That sounds pretty cool.
But if you do believe in aliens, show me one. Just one that's real. A real alien picture. I could gladly show you some of the technologies that could replicate aliens. I can show you animations that have been done of aliens. I can bring in an alien in the background of the show. It would be no problem.
That's very cool, Scissor Fight. I would exercise more if I knew I would be converting my mechanical energy into actual electric energy.
Well, let's do it. Let's get a kinetic generator and a battery system. I'm all for it.
People often complain about the high cost of energy and the fact that they never have time to work out. This invention certainly solves both conundrums. Most importantly, this free power invention has the potential to lift the 1.3 billion people who live without electricity out of poverty. As Manoj Bhargava, the founder of the electric hybrid bike, shares in the video above, it's possible to generate electricity at home while simply doing a daily work routine. When an individual pedals the bike, the action drives a flywheel, which turns the generator and charges the battery. This means from just 1 hour pedaling, a rural household can be supplied with energy for 24 hours. The billionaire and his energy created by humans to solve one of the world's most pervasive problems.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was playing with the alien picture here. Oh, I did the unthinkable. Hang on. I've done this before. Yeah, it's not something...
Yes, 7146, David is.
Here I am.
In favor of legalization.
Well, I look even better in that picture. I don't know why. Yes, we're in favor of legalization. Just talked about that earlier. That's interesting.
I know, it does that.
It's like flipping all around.
Freak out.
Yeah, really. We're not fake. We're real people. David, are you going to do a Halloween show? You're a month early or late, excuse me.
Almost a month late. Maybe
You're a month
2
late.
weeks.
Yeah, Halloween now. It's already November.
Thank you, 7146. Spread the word.
I got your vote. Thank you. Ding. More vote. Okay, and then I'm going to do this little adjustment here, and we should be up and running. Yeah, it really puts me in a bright modality. It wants to be bright. Interesting. That's interesting. You know, I look even better with this effect, I think. Let's try that. You look great all the time. I don't think you've ever not looked great.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing. When you're my age, though, and I'm older than Sarah by 18 years.
So see in 18 years if I still look great.
Well, there you have it. We all can try to look
double
great.
our time together.
I'll look like really good in 18 years. Can you imagine how I'll look?
I know, fantastic.
Okay, we're going to open up another venue so you can re-IM us, okay, Aola? Ay.
Ooh.
Okay. Go ahead and try to do that again, if you could. Are you in favor of decreasing or increasing the military budget? I want to decrease the military budget. Andrew? Yeah, I want to show that on the screen, too. I want to see what that's all about. Like a device that generates energy, a flywheel. I like it. Thanks for posting our link. Aeolus, go ahead and send us another IM if you could. Thank you. And then we'll get it. We don't always keep that other venue open because it takes up some of our RAM space, and we usually use 24 gigs of RAM on this show. We were lucky to buy a computer when we first started here on Vaughn. The transition was pretty quick. We had to jump up into this network, which was apparently already running a couple of years prior, and we did this amazing purchase on eBay for an Intel Generation 2 i7 processor, which runs at about 2.8 gigahertz, which is not the fastest. We can get about 3.6, 3.8 gigahertz out of some of the top speeds of the newest stuff, but the thing came bundled with 24 gigs of RAM and a terabyte hard drive. So we added a 3 terabyte external hard drive and an additional, well, we've got a lot of little utilities attached to this and a touch screen. 23-inch touchscreen and a 19-inch LCD, which Sarah's on right now. We have a split screen. And this whole setup was $1,500, including an Xbox 360. I mean, it's just phenomenal, all the stuff that we got.
Fantastic.
Okay, let's play this little story about saving billions and change. Thank you.
To me, the largest area of work for the energy and water are the real solutions to health, livelihood, all of the stuff that goes about it. Most people don't realize that half the world either has no electricity or electricity 2-3 hours a day.
Really?
Everything requires energy.
I did not know that.
Energy is the great equalizer. So you try to look for that which is the one thing that will lead to benefits that are across hundreds of things. Human mechanical energy is so amazing. Why can't we use that to create energy? So we've invented a hybrid bicycle that you pedal for an hour and you have electricity for 24 hours.
That's cool.
We call it free electric.
Nice.
The free electric, I think, is the coolest of all our
I love that.
inventions. And yet it's going to affect, maybe have the largest effect of anything in the last 100 years. The reason is, for the poorer half of the world, they'll have electricity 24/7. Electricity is the greatest enabler there is. Also, if you look at worldwide, the other side is
We should
really
get an
interesting.
account.
Hurricane Katrina was a Category 5 monster that became the costliest disaster ever in the U.S.
If a disaster happens, you don't want to be out of touch. You don't want to be in the dark. The worst is being without a cell phone and in the dark. So you're alone in the dark.
Cool. Look at that. Love it.
You have this, you will never run out of electricity. And you never generate any pollution. So half the world is not going to generate pollution in their homes.
With human energy and working out the efficiencies, we're able to go and power 1,050 equivalent watts of lighting in it.
So when does this start to get to a point where it lights up everything?
Actually, right about now,
There we go.
pedal for an hour
So these
and
are
you have
future
lights,
broadcasts right
charge your
here.
phone and everything else throughout the night.
Okay.
This is the cheapest, most practical way of getting
We'll have to figure
electricity
out how to do
throughout the world. So now all of a sudden all of these poor that were not contributing anything to their outside world, now they're all bringing it up. All of a sudden they're on the internet. They're getting information on all of a sudden they're getting educated. The real thing is to get the poor out of the poverty.
Yeah.
And
That's
one of
the
the
real thing.
basics is, I mean, think about it, the poor half stay the poor half. Because they have no power. They have no energy.
I
That's
know.
one of the most fundamental things.
The world can be changed. It takes a crusader.
So how long do you think he'll be alive?
Fantastic.
Do you think he'll live very long?
Well, I think that India is more open to kinds of things like this
Mhm.
than they are here in the West. Here in the West, so many people that control the price of energy, they don't want, U.S. people to get these free energies. But I think, I don't know. I wonder. I'm thinking of ordering one of these.
Well,
It'd be fantastic.
yeah, it's a good way of getting exercise. And please don't promote any other people running for president. I can't get behind a guy who's a corporate pig. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. I think how is the battery stored? I think it's probably stored via a battery,
It has to have a battery system, a kinetic generator.
especially if it can power it for 24 hours.
The thing is, Sarah, this is not a technology.
It's not a new technology. It's just being able to. There's a lot of effort that goes into being able to do that.
Well, here's an entire gym. This is, I think, Ustream is giving problems. I'm going to drop that. There's an entire gym with rev bikes, and these are all kinetic stairmasters here. So it's not something new that he's come up with. It's called a parasitic generator, and they actually generate energy by simple movement. And they can come in bicycles, they can come in stairmasters, they can come in all different forms. So he's not really coming up with anything brand new. But I like the idea. I like the idea of laying down and doing it, especially if you have a back problem. But that's very cool innovation, and we've been talking about this for 7 years on our show.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's like, this is the 7th year we've talked about kinetic generators
don't have one
in
in my
schools.
house.
I know.
Yeah.
I'd like one in
Or
my
my
house
school.
too. Yeah, they're called parasitic generators because they derive energy from your movement, and it's kinetic motion that turns an alternator. Okay. Wow. We're at a point in our society where we can't have a sustainable economy when we have a lot of people in corporate America that are making $300,000 a year, just standing there, owning you. Every day that they go out, they literally borrow money from big banks to run operations, and the banks continue to give out loans to these corporations, and generally we don't ever see products like this made because some venture capitalists will grab this idea and say, oh, I'd like to take in revenue. Why don't you guys buy into the rev bike idea? And then all of a sudden you get a guy building something and then letting it go bankrupt and profiting from all of the investment capital. Now this has been very true with the solar industry. You've seen a lot of solar products like Solyndra was a company that got $535 million from the government during the Recovery Act, American Recovery and Reinvestment Act. They took that $535 million and walked. We didn't get any solar panels out of the deal. I'm serious. We got hit for $500 million by Solyndra, and Obama just let that happen. Same with Fisker Motors. They said they were going to create a car that gets 100 miles per gallon, and they took the money and ran, declared bankruptcy. We've got a lot of problems with venture capitalists standing in the way of great ideas like that one. That's my point.
I understand you.
So let's not be naive and think that guy's going to live very long either. I mean, the fact of the matter is, anybody who comes up with great ideas is going to be attacked by the oil companies, by the electric companies. I mean, there's all kinds of cool things out there, though, and let those things keep rolling on. We have this great idea of seeing blimp travel someday. And I've got these cool images of blimps. But I can only show you what, hypothetically what they'll look like. But who's going to end up making these things, and who's going to end up turning this into like a black screen? Nice. Hold on. Right. So apparently XSplit has a little problem here. Not
It's
nice?
still working.
Okay.
It's trying to do its thing. I don't know. Maybe. They can't hear us or anything.
They can't hear anything.
Why is that scene 2 and scene? I don't know. Is there a little?
It went to scene 2 here.
There it goes. Something happened. There you
Okay,
go.
it's trying to go back. We're back up and running now. Okay, thank you. Apparently, we freaked out the computer so much with these cool images that it decided to screw up on us for a second. How about now? Do we have video now? Okay. While talking about new reusable energy, we have a blackout. How ironic, yeah. Okay. Refresh, I guess. Back to normal. Okay, good. So these are some really cool ideas that would love to come to fruition, but, you know, seriously, how are we ever going to see this plan happen when we've got a very profitable airline industry that doesn't want this to happen unless they see a profit sign there? If they see a profit, they're going to make this happen. So we have to make these ideas compatible with the free market and also make sure that venture capitalists don't destroy them. So Sarah and I have come up with a great idea. The blimp plane air idea is simply something that is not the great idea we're talking about right now, but that's an idea that if it does work, we're going to see it made in the future. But we believe that the government should modify patent law at the congressional level, and we need to see any patent that's licensed, we make sure that that patent can be loaned out, licensed out to anybody. It can't be suppressed. It's basically an anti-suppressing patent law to prevent any patent from being bought up and suppressed. That's a single major innovation, political innovation, that will open up the door to all kinds of great ideas, because great ideas have been destroyed and purchased and just ignored. In some cases, a guy named Stanley Myers, he came up with a dune buggy that ran on water. He split the hydrogen and oxygen molecule, created water energy, burned, created more water energy. He had everything written in a language only he could understand. And he refused to sell his idea to the Middle Eastern people who offered him $1 billion to take that idea and put it away, because it would mean no oil sales for Middle East. And they offered him $1 billion. He said no, and Stanley Myers ended up getting poisoned, he said. They say he died of an embolism, but what happened was he got up, put his hands on his neck, told his brother who was sitting there next to him that he was being poisoned, ran outside and died. Stanley Meyer. And later tonight we'll be playing a show about his dune buggy. But a lot of great ideas have been developed that just, again, get bought up by big oil and coal concerns. Automotive concerns will buy up efficient carburetors because they don't want anyone competing with them. I've met people that have started green energy car companies and have been shut down by General Motors and GE. I mean, the story goes on and on. It's just, there's eyewitness cases of this. There's over 500 cases of suppressed technologies in America and around the world over the past 100 years. I have a great link I could show you a little bit later about suppressed technologies, but it not only died in the parking lot, it doesn't even get off the ground. These companies, GM and other companies, will do everything they can to suppress any great, low-cost, highly efficient engine. So as president, I will be able to pierce through the lobbyist control of the oil companies and create a vehicle that will get 100 miles per gallon and sell for $15,000. That's my goal. And it'll be like the Model T of tomorrow. It'll be a brand new, efficient 4-passenger vehicle. It'll go up to 100 miles an hour, 0 to 60 in less than 4 or 5 seconds on electric startup. It's going to have an amazing capability. I'm shooting for 5 seconds, actually. It should beat a Maserati, because the electric engines can put out a lot more fast energy in startup than a combustion engine. And we'll still keep the combustion engine. It'll run. And it'll still run even if the battery is completely dead. But what I want to see is a merge of 2 technologies. One that was developed by Toyota, called regenerative braking, and the other developed by Honda, called the integrated motor assist. Both of those 2 technologies combined into one car will get 100 miles per gallon. I've talked to experts. They believe that this is totally possible. Well, the idea, Night Fox, again, you're acting like a demoralizer by saying that. I'm going to purge you. Whenever you say my ideas are too this or too that for America, the American people don't have any jobs to speak of in new industries. You need an innovative president like there never was a need. So don't say those things and act like you're coming up with pearls of wisdom when you're just one of these derogatory people who just try to kill great ideas. It's people like you that are actually killing the great potential of this country. People that are demoralizing our young people who are out there working on solar projects and robot kits, and when they graduate from high school, they're all set to start an industry and nobody's there to hire them.
Okay. Would you like to take a break?
Yes. Thank you.
Fantastic. I think that the whole free electric bike is a great idea. And yes, David has been talking about it for a number of years. We don't have one yet, but we've been talking about it for a number of years, so that's good. Announced new hybrid car today is supposed to be in competition with the Toyota Prius. Audi announced a new hybrid. That's pretty cool. I heard one of the companies, I think it might be Toyota, one of them is going away from hybrids or something. I don't know. Yes, I understand. Well, it's difficult. Beekman, do you always, say thank you for disagreeing with me? To everyone that's like, you're full of it. You're full of it. Thank you so much for disagreeing with me. I want to welcome you here. No. All right. Thank you very much, Meow TV 2. Biohackers insert. Wow, that's crazy. Insert LEDs into their hands. I'll add the screen region. From IFL Science. Biohackers insert LED into their hands. It also has its own aesthetic. They've found a novel way to enhance their bodies with implantable technology. A group of people have had a North Star V1 chip, an LED disc about the size of a large coin, inserted inside their hands. When activated by a magnet, the LED lights up. That's kind of freaky. All right. 3 people had it implanted at the Cyborg Fair in Dusseldorf, Germany. The insertions in Germany involved short surgical operations that took 15 minutes, carried out by a tattoo artist, Johan Osterlund. The device is the brainchild of Grindhouse Wetware, a self-proclaimed ragtag group of programmers, engineers, and enthusiasts who hope to fuse the development of wearable technology along with the punk ethos of body modification. They said, we want to transform science fiction into reality. To do so, it's imperative that we have a decade-long study. Wow. Implants! Interesting. I don't know if I would necessarily call that too cool, but if you walk around like this, like normal hands, magnet, it lights up. I guess if you just could carry around a magnet with you, so you don't need a flashlight, just a magnet. Wormhole technology from Beekman. I'm just a calm person. Oh, that's kind of odd. I'll leave that. Maybe David wants that. Oh, that's so weird, Badger Waxer. I don't know. That might be painful. Next, they will insert a cell phone in their hand. Why would you insert a cell phone in your hand? Because then you have to like go like this all the time. I mean, why wouldn't you just you just go right back here? Oh, maybe that's what I have. I already have it. No, I'm just kidding. Go right back here and put the listening device in your ear. And if you have a wire, there's your voice box right there. No need for the hand to your face. Of course, then people would just be walking around talking to themselves. Oh, anyway. Oh, I don't think that would help to give them fruity pebbles. Yeah. Can you get a flat? Well, obviously you can get these LED lights installed in your head, 2834, if you would like. Yeah, you like this necklace? It was pretty low before, but I just pulled it up. I know, that's kind of strange, Reptoid, but I guess that would work. You could light up your whole body that way if you wanted. Sony has a working model for the hand one. You say the sound will travel through the bone structure, through the bone structure. So that's why they want the hand one. I guess maybe with the hand one, they also don't look like they're talking to themselves. Strange. You feel cold, but they don't. I don't know what that is because I can't see your link, 8427224. Anyway, I can't see your link because you're a guest. You don't like big beads on a small necklace? It doesn't look right. What? With a small one? What's one? Airline safety system proposes escape capsule for civil aircraft. Interestingengineering.com. What a cool site. Interestingengineering.com. Let me pull this over here. They propose an escape capsule for civil airplanes. The video we are about to show you of a device to save passengers in case of emergency went viral on the internet this week. Shows the plane taking off normally, but the left engine caught on fire soon after and the aircraft begins its deadly free fall. With this desperate scenario in which there's no hope for survival, unless they had this special safety system, which with a push of a button would be enough to save all the passengers in the plane. Oh, it's like David said, the little parachute. See? See the little parachute? Oh, you guys can't see the parachute. I have to do that. Add. See that? It's like it comes out of the back ends of that. It comes out, it's like from there. It's like, oh, it's a little parachute with something like that. It won't help much if it starts in the passenger section. It's true. Yeah, it looks like exactly. I couldn't have said better myself. Pod Slammer. Oh, I'm supposed to scroll down for more video. Oh no, I need it again. Had to bring the link back. 1 hour of human power doesn't seem like enough to power very much for 24 hours. Better than nothing, I guess. Well, I know, at least lights, that would be good. So he has parachutes would open to slow down the fall of the capsule. Proximity sensors would set off rockets. Here, I'll show you guys more. According to the description, the capsule can be ejected from the plane in less than 3 seconds. However, the application of the concept requires the aircraft to have a T-tail, which already rules out all commercial aircraft from Airbus and Boeing. Oh. No, I'll go back to this. I was looking at a different one. Thermal anomalies found in the... let me scroll down a little bit. Here's the video for you. Okay, so it's showing it. My only concern was what if somebody just like what if somebody like triggered the release of the passengers accidentally? And they would have to test this before they ever oh yes, and don't worry, the passengers won't at all be harmed from those jets above it. Yeah, and I'm sorry. And of course, the parachute strings will be burn proof. The ones that attach to it totally burn proof, so that the jet propulsion that wants to slow it down. I don't know. Anyway. I don't know about that. Just think of parachute failure. Not just parachute failure, but also... I'll leave it for David. Maybe he'll think it's awesome. Just think of if they want those little jets with the parachutes, like the burn jets, to like slow down the deceleration. It's like, oh sure, that will burn. Maybe they should rethink that one. Yeah, exactly. And what about the ejection? Somebody's like, oh, the engine's on fire, deploy. Oh, the engine's not on fire, deploy. No, I don't think he has enough time for that 1549, but he'll be, yeah, maybe. I don't think so, though. I am a little right to be skeptical. It does look a little awkward. Yeah, Beekman, you're correct. An engine fire or failure usually isn't enough to make a plane crash. I have not been taking advantage of the Bitcoin boom. Sorry. Oh my goodness. Alright. Thank you. Huh. Free trips to outer space, no spaceship needed. It's gonna... time, Silver Stack. I just haven't invested in the time. What do I need to do? It's like, I haven't followed the steps that I need to do to invest in the Bitcoin boom. Yes, I'm gonna order some drinks instead of paying for them. Deploy! You made homemade squash soups. You just made homemade squash soup from scratch after you made chicken stock from scratch. Wow, and fresh focaccia bread. I'm not jealous of you actually making the things, because cooking is not something that I do to relax. It stresses me out. But I'm jealous of the person that gets to eat your good food. Because I do like eating good food. I appreciate it. But I'm just not a fan of cooking. That's what I thought. You buy it with cash or visit faucets? Okay. I'm 50-50 Silver Stack. I haven't yet eaten dinner.
I am making dinner.
David's making dinner. Last night I had an awesome dinner.
We did. We got
steak and potatoes and broccoli, and it was very good.
It was awesome. Yeah. I cooked up a steak after the show last night that we bought, and it was a pretty well priced steak. You know, this wasn't too expensive.
Visit that, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a couple links for that.
Maybe this weekend.
Mm-hmm. We could try looking into that. Thank you. But I found a really good deal at Trader Joe's for for legs, $1.59 a pound for all natural chicken legs. And I was telling Scissor Fight last night about that deal. He buys whole chickens. He gets like a whole chicken for $8, but they're already pre-made and filleted and everything. But I would recommend getting regular food, good priced food, and save some money. Don't buy the extra expensive cuts, because the chicken is as good as the $4.99 a pound chicken that they're selling. It's from the same chicken. It's the leg. So, and people like them at parties. They really do, especially when they're slow cooked. And I'm slow cooking these on the stove right now.
Yes, actually, I do know that silver
no, chicken's
stack.
not chicken.
Chicken legs have more meat on them than chicken wings.
Yeah, and chicken is not chicken. If you take a regular chicken, store-bought, without a natural provider who's, following standards that are regulated, organic standards. Thank you, Arcady. You're going to see you boil a whole chicken from the store that's just a crappy chicken. You'll get a foam of scum about an inch thick in the water. Sarah, she worked all day, so she just gets a little tired. But
yeah, you could make turkey legs for Thanksgiving. I've noticed that turkey legs, they're not as good as chicken legs, like for eating, because turkey legs tend to have a lot more sinew in them.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they're bigger.
Yeah.
And I mean, so even though you could make it for Thanksgiving, a lot of people, instead of doing turkey legs, they'll do like a turkey breast. I would probably do like turkey thigh meat, because that tends to be a lot, even though it's difficult to find turkey thigh meat. I think because everybody buys it up because it's pretty, then you have your dark meat, but it's, anyway.
Yeah. Hello there. I didn't say hi to you earlier.
Are you there?
Anybody
Can
out
you
there?
hear me say your name?
I've got a picture of a turkey that is from a Seinfeld series. It's hilarious.
If you can find it with all his wonderful other things that he has,
I put them all up in front.
100,000 things that, and it's probably not listed by Seinfeld, or he hasn't organized it by name.
Not yet, no. Here's something really edible. What is that?
I don't.
Does anybody know what that is? Can you identify this creature?
I think it's.
Is that your uncle?
I think it's just a animated weird thing.
Oh, okay. Animated weird thing. You don't think that's a real creature?
I don't think that's a real creature, no.
Well, that's actually a brand new creature being genetically modified to replace chicken.
Oh, really? Does it taste like chicken?
It tastes just like chicken. Would you like to try some for dinner?
So what? It's chicken legs. It's legs.
It's cheaper than chicken.
Legs and breasts. No wings. Oh, that's good.
Well, you're on record saying you don't mind the fact that they're growing chicken nuggets in petri dishes.
Yes, I did, because you know what I really want?
What?
I'm a total tech freak, as you all know.
You like genetically modified.
I tell you, I'm not going to put LED lights under my skin. Thank you.
No.
However,
me either.
I totally want to be like the Jetsons and go up to a machine and be like, I like pizza. Dee, dee, dee. And it goes, pizza.
Pizza. But it's got to be good.
I like chicken nuggets.
Beep.
Beep, beep, beep. Chicken nuggets.
Wow.
Chicken nuggets. Oh, tastes good. Tastes like chicken nuggets. So, yes.
You're just describing the actual new McDonald's kiosks of the future. I'm sure they're working on those right now in testing phases. But
So it's using a 3D printer and subatomic particles to make the food.
It will.
That's what I would like.
It will take that much. A 3D
Because
printer.
I hate cooking.
I know, and I love cooking, and that's what makes it so interesting. I get to cook for Sarah.
I love good food, though.
She likes good food.
I love good food.
Okay,
So,
I've been looking for a video here, and I'm just trying to find
cooking
it.
stresses me out. It's not like, if I have a stressful day, I'm not going to be like, oh, I think I'll come home and make food.
What about this concept? Yeah, this is a picture of a car that can fly. It's the TFX. And it is...
Check that out.
Yeah, this is an animation of what they project will be the future of travel for all of us. And I bring the volume up, but I want you to see this, and at least take a look at this in full color. This is an amazing moment in history if we could imagine having a vehicle like this. Let me get out of the way here. No runway needed. And it just takes off. This is the Terrafugio TFX, computer control. It flies for you.
Can I see it?
Yeah,
Thanks.
absolutely. I'm just trying to show you. Yeah, so this is the projected view. A distributed electrical circuit gives you the ability to jump up in the air with 2 helicopter wings and fly along to your destination. If this car can fly, anything is possible. Yeah. It is kind of a helicopter in a way. But it has wings on it, you know, it'll help keep it up as it's flying. Isn't that amazing? Propellers fold for cruising, so they'll fold into position for cruising speed. Isn't that amazing? So the propellers actually go from that vertical to horizontal, and it can cruise at probably 500-mile range. Looks very dope. I just think the future could very well be very cool. I mean, my father used to talk about a flying car. He says, imagine that, Dave. You know, I may be just living in a time when I'll see a flying car and get in one and fly away someday. You never know. Same with you guys. You are alive, aren't you?
I do love the show, how it's made.
Yeah. Be years and years. Well, we've already seen 10 years go by, and the Terrafugio is still in the design stage. So, you're right in a way. Imagine just having the freedom of flight without the risk. And that's what I was trying to get at with my blimp plane. You know, I've raised the question on our show. Why don't we have planes that have...
Let's go to that link that Scissorfight sent.
Absolutely. Why don't we have planes that have blimps on top of them? So I came up with this concept, which would ultimately provide lift and buoyancy to get a plane up in the air, and it would carry a cargo container. You could carry beds in there. You could have people sleeping. It would be about 10 hours to travel from LA to New York in one of these, but the possibilities are enormous. And I was even thinking we could construct a parachutes on the blimp plane to actually prevent it from falling and landing somewhere. Oh, wow. Okay. I don't know why that didn't click. I moved it over there.
I don't know what you did.
I'm trying to move it over there. There it is.
There it is.
That's what I did. Let me get rid of it here. Okay. Do you patent that yet? But no, I don't want to patent it. The reason I didn't patent it is because I want it to be open source. Anyone can slap a blimp on top of a plane and call it exactly like what I'm talking about. It's just putting a balloon on top of a plane. It's not something you'd even want to patent. How are blimps on top of 740s is going to get you to the White House? Well, new ideas. I don't know anybody who has these kind of new ideas. We've got an aging 747 fleet of jets that costs us over $300 million apiece. Every one of them will be decommissioned in about 20 years. If we don't come up with a brand new solution, it may be far-fetched to you, but it's not to me. I believe that anything is possible, and with right now you're basking in the glory of a glut in oil. No, Beekman, drag is not a problem. The outer fuselage is covered with hydrophobic material. We've been over this 1,000 times. There's hardly any drag at all. Yeah, I heard Mr. Satoshi is up for a Nobel Prize. He's reclusive and can't be found, so basically he won't fall for the elite trap to show up to receive his award and get killed. Silverstack, thank you. Yeah, I did not know that Mr. Satoshi is up for a Nobel Prize for his Bitcoin development. You're really immersed in the Bitcoins, aren't you? Well, we have a lot of 747s that need to be utilized. But, we're not going to be able to utilize them right away because simply we're never going to come up with this technology. Nobody's going to ever think of this stuff. I mean, it takes a genius to think of these ideas. They're obvious, but you'd think anyone would think of them, and nobody will. Instead, we've got this ancient old mentality of, oh my gosh, what did he just say, kind of thing in our country. And we'll have an old woman essentially not even knowing what she's doing, running our country if you just sit there and not believe in anything.
Believe in David. There you go.
Believe in something. Thank you.
All right. I'll be back in about an hour.
Yeah, in an hour.
Do you need me to turn anything off or turn
Well, it's on low and it's cooking. You just keep it closed. I do what is called a steam fry.
Okay, I just want to.
Yeah. Just leave it. It'll be melting in your mouth by the end of the show. I'll turn it off in a little bit. But yeah, chicken has to be cooked slow. In fact, if you cook anything slow, it tastes better. Well, I was actually thinking of putting parachutes on these units to save lives, but you'd rather just live in the dark ages with old planes that just crash like a ton of bricks and never have any safety. You'd rather just develop a hard butt when you travel. Many of you do travel, I'm sure, because the people travel on the flights all the time. Doesn't it occur to you that you're actually potentially committing suicide by flying? Does that ever bother you? The chances of crashing are out of your control. In fact, the idea of asphyxiation is even worse. Yeah, I'm a little concerned that people are traveling, with no sense that they'll ever be saved in the event of a disaster. We'll never even recover the black box because you know how those get lost now. Apparently, incompetence reigns supreme now. So many people are flat out incompetent in every single sector that when you go up in the airplane, you think, well, maybe the guy was a drunk, maybe he's an alcoholic. Who knows? Who cares? Whatever. It's like, throw your arms up. Well, whatever. It is what it is. La-di-da. Toyota proves that hydrogen fuel is BS. Literally. Look at this. Okay, we're going to take a look here at this new car that Toyota has developed, which runs on cow manure. I know. You're wondering why I'm not playing the music. Because you were a woman pilot? Okay, so what makes you, does that make you special or something? Fueled by BS. Yeah. The cow manure is actually used to create hydrogen for the hydrogen-run Toyota. Utter delight, yeah. Pooping cows, yeah. See, this is all poop. They're generating hydrogen with it. The Force Awakens ending. Luke Skywalker, evil or good? Okay, you've got a very good question there. Luke Skywalker, evil or good, everybody? Yeah. I'm going to say the character who played Luke Skywalker is potentially evil. Yeah. And I'll tell you why. Running on BS, the new Toyota. Impressive, I gotta tell you. Okay, let's take a look at Luke Skywalker's multiple faces. That would be probably the most interesting thing I could bring up about the character. Something happened to the guy who played Luke Skywalker. Luke, I am your father. Oh, here's the Bitcoin guru. Hey, Silverstack, could you verify to me if... Oh, no. Yeah. The Bitcoin guru. If this is the guy you're referring to... Somebody said this is the guy that created Bitcoins. Could you verify this for me? Hey, what's going on, man? Is that Mr. Satori? don't know anything. When asked if he created the Bitcoin, I don't know. He only has 3 master's degrees in physics and and algorithm and mathematics, but he didn't create it. Could you tell me if this is the guy that created it? I'd really want to know. Yeah, just find out. Thanks. That's your dad? Oh my gosh. Mark Hamill was in a car accident. Do you really believe that Mark Hamill has... Okay. You really believe Mark Hamill was in a car accident? You don't believe Mark Hamill was replaced? It's certainly possible. You know, don't you agree that the possibility exists that it's really not Mark Hamill? Mark Hamill, where are you? I never find Mark Hamill when I need him. I'm getting a lot of grief about all my pictures because I added all these pictures and it's becoming overwhelming. Yeah. I'll bring him in and find Mark Hamill. Anyway, here's our rating photograph of the aliens. I'm not a comedy. This is real. I just want to show you Mark Hamill is certainly somebody we can talk about for a second. David, that's not a Satoshi. He's a recluse who has no face? How do you know it wasn't the guy I just showed you? All right, well, here's a picture of Mark Hamill before and after the accident. You tell me if this is the same person, okay? I'm sorry, the page it's been eliminated. Look at that. Mark Hamill must have contacted the... Oh, there we are. Okay. Yeah, you tell me if that's Mark Hamill. I don't know, the face just doesn't look the same. The guy closest to me is the guy after the car accident. The guy who away from me is the guy before the car accident. Well, you tell me if this is the same person. What do you think? He doesn't talk, he's a cartoon. The eyes are different, yeah. Well, the car accident thing, if you believe that, you can believe anything, you know. It's funny, his face is not really lined up properly in that picture, so let me see if I can pull something else up. It is the same person? Okay, I needed to know that. Your forensic studies have proven this? Okay. Because I don't know about you, but this does not look like Luke Skywalker to me. When he did The Empire Strikes Back, he had pretty severe facial scarring. Yeah. That could be, I mean, I would agree that is a car accident for sure. Yeah, you know, I think you're right. Yeah, I think it really is the same guy. So I think we did the Luke Skywalker thing, okay? Thank you. Any other questions? As Sunstar, how are you doing? Yeah. Dave, John Kerry does have a stunt double. So he does? Really? Can you give me a link to his stunt double photo of John Kerry? Because I have yet to find anyone who looks any different. When you say John Kerry was replaced, I don't believe that. He still looks kind of like Lurch. Well, actually, he does have a stunt double. You're right. His name is Lurch. You rang. Yeah. Okay, we've got a lot of new technology developed. There's a lovely new FEMA camp forming in your area. You're now entering America, home of the Illuminati, and a new place to stay until your last days here on Earth. Those who with no chip, please merge to the right for their chipping, and you are now entering America. The future of America, folks. You like the new technology? No, I'm not in anything. No, you're gonna have to leave, dude. Who cares if Aoni's here? Is that a big deal for you? Like I could give a crap. Okay, let's take a look at John Kerry's picture. There's John Kerry. Now show me his stunt double. You know, that's very insane, man. You're really messed up. Making statements like that in a chat room is purgeable offense. So this is John Kerry. This is the real guy. And here's Lurch. No, that is Lurch. Oh, thank you, Aoni. But why is it so important that you're here? Yeah. But thank you. Okay. Where should I send my suit to you? I will definitely, if you would like, I'll sue you. Yeah, just have my attorney serve you. Just give me your number, and I'll have my attorney serve you. So Hamill wreck invariably said to be a sports car, usually a Corvette, that's just damage to his face. The doctors had to rebuild his nose using cartilage from his ear. Thank you, Noble Watchman. Yeah, I believe that you're definitely right on that. That he definitely is Mark Hamill. It's one of those faces I would say, yeah, you're right, after looking at him a few times. But clearly, Lurch and John Kerry are identical matches, everybody. I believe that they are the same people. Okay, let's go for it. Yeah, have your attorney, or better yet, just give me your email address and I'll go ahead and sue you. Just fire it away. Give me your email address and I'll sue you. Whatever you want. John Kerry is a foolish man who allowed Iran to get $155 billion in exchange for nothing on our end. He wanted to put a feather in his cap, so he basically pushed a deal where we give them $155 billion, and they give us a nuclear weapon in 1 year and 1 day that they're going to threaten the world with. Herman Munster is not Lurch. So you're saying this is Herman Munster? Okay. You know, this is getting a little ridiculous. It's supposed to be fun, politics is, but you're making it difficult. I think you may have me on this one. You're right. Oh my gosh. I think we have a match, folks. Yeah, this is a clear match. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you John Kerry's double. Herman Munster. I'm amazed. I had no idea his face was identical to Herman Munster's. But you are correct, sir. And the fact that he sold off, I mean, he gave $155 billion to Iran to put a feather in his cap makes him actually more idiotic than Herman Munster. Because Herman Munster was, obviously an idiot, but you always knew he was smart. Whereas John Kerry thinks he's smart, but he's really an idiot. Because you'd have to be an idiot to give a terrorist nation $155 billion while your country is suffering and turning into terminus, waiting to turn into a FEMA camp. Thank you. You're right, it is Herman Munster. Same dude. So we have Herman Munster as our Secretary of State, Eddie Munster as our Speaker of the House, Barack Obama, the arch prince of doom, as our president, and Hillary Clinton, the demon from hell, waiting to come into the scene from the rears. And if that's not enough, you got Donald Trump, who's literally trying to buy his way to the White House, and he's doing a pretty good job of controlling the GOP and destroying it and ruining the Latino vote for the GOP. So yeah, we got a whole convergence of psychotic weirdos running for president, and not one of them is an average American like me. Look at this picture of Hillary Clinton. If this isn't psycho demon number 101, I don't know what is. That's the woman that believes it's her turn to become president. And Hillary is Lily Munster, Yeah. No 154, you're the guy who's going to be arrested for libel and charged with a crime when I become president. So just get used to it. Herman is more handsome, I agree. They're all Fabian socialist traitors, I agree. We all have days like that, Dave. Well, like this? This is a woman possessed with evil. Pure and simple. I mean, you just look at it in her eyes. It's like, I can't even do it because I'm such a good person. Okay, I'm ready. I'm going to try the Whig vote. Well, ironically, Hillary is in a position to win this election, guys. And I'm just telling you that because she has $2.3 billion in her government war chest to run for the campaign. So yeah, it's happening, and the more Donald Trump sticks his foot in his mouth, the more he gets toenails in his mouth, the more likely he's going to be pushing many moderates into the Hillary camp, because they will think they only have two choices. You see, nobody in our country can really comprehend a third party. Okay, let me take a look at the real John Kerry. Thanks. You're doing some studies here. Whoa, we have somebody else. We do have a conflict here. Okay, thank you. Wow, you're doing a good job. Okay, there's John Kerry. And there is another picture of John Kerry. The same guy or two different guys? That's what Silverstack, he believes John Kerry may have been replaced. That's pretty cool, man. Pretty interesting. I can't exactly compare those two pictures, but thank you for all those links. That's great. Dave, Syria. U.S. forces targeted ISIS Jihad John in an airstrike in Raqqa. He's believed to have been killed. He appears in ISIS beheading videos. Yeah, he was probably the guy that refused to take the amount of money that the CIA offered him. So they probably got rid of him. I've got the other one too. Okay. Whoa, fake John Kerry. Well, you do a good job. Thank you. I will evaluate those coming up tomorrow night too. We'll do more of a Friday event. Somebody's got a very phallic picture here. Or I'm not sure what it is. It looks more like living poop. It has a life of its own. That is the weirdest thing I think I've ever seen. That's almost as weird as the thing I just showed you. Wow. Thanks. My secret sensei is secret. You can't find out. Dave, you know that people can look different in pictures. I know that, but there's a lot of people being replaced. It's a worm. It's an eel. It's a snake. No, it's Barack Obama. No, we were not. Don't hate on black people. Please don't. There are black people in our show who really want to get a third party off the ground. So, you're trying to break us up by doing that. I'm not a racist, and I support integration. So, over 1 million Syrians returned home since the beginning of the Russian campaign. Thank you. Thank you, Vladimir Putin, for at least bringing some semblance of order to Syria by creating balance and attacking ISIS, the CIA-led terrorist organization. Vladimir Putin has actually begun the process of repatriation for a lot of people who've been just completely ripped apart from their home in Syria. Just like I predicted, over 1 million Syrians have returned home since the beginning of the Russian campaign. Thank you. Again, I speak with great wisdom. I found this out. I realized that the best thing to do for these Syrian people is not to provide a safe haven here, God forbid, but to give them a home back in their home country and pull American involvement from Syria. Over 1 million Syrians have returned home since the start of the Russian counterterrorism campaign. Since the beginning of the Russian operations, according to UN structures, more than 1 million people have returned to their homes in Syria. Yes, Russia launched on September 30th an air campaign in Syria, at the request of Assad, targeting terrorist positions with precision airstrikes. Wow. You know, this is an incident where our country needs to back off, way off. And I would gladly get on the phone with Vladimir Putin when I'm president and express my apologies for the behavior of our nation and the nation that we call our ally, UK. Right on. David, you will never be like David. No, I'm not crazy, Frankie. I'm telling you, if we don't make peace with this country of Russia, we are going to have a war with Russia, Frankie. And all your wildest dreams of reptilians up your butt giving you an alien anal probe will be the least of your worries. You'll be drafted by this freakish presidential candidate Donald Trump or whatever, Hillary Clinton, to be sent to war in Syria. Do you want to die in an infantry war against the Russians? I mean, what is wrong with you, Frankie? You're more likely to believe in aliens up your ass than you are the reality that we need to make peace with a country like Russia. I don't know what reptilians are. I told you I don't believe in aliens, so I mean, you know. But I'm sure there's going to be an alien, animatrated whatever. I mean, notice the chemtrails in the back of Terminus? They want us to believe in aliens, folks, so that we ignore the reality that they're turning our nation into a police state. ISIS is going to bomb? I didn't know ISIS has jets. Really? So you're telling me the CIA is going to use our jets to bomb Russia? Oh, that's kind of scary. Boy, that's a foul policy that's going upside down on itself, isn't it? It just gets worse and worse. I mean, we are in the middle of a quagmire. You know, there was a book called The Quagmire. It was written about, you think Putin is a tool for the Rothschilds, really? Okay. Explain that one to me, please, in detail. Exactly, when did the Rothschilds buy up Russia? Could you explain that to me? I didn't know that they owned the Russian Bank of Russia. Let's go to our Rothschild list of banks, shall we? You could open for Gilbert Gottfried. Gilbert Gottfried doesn't even have an act. Yeah, he's not even funny. I'm not doing anything. The fact is, I'm just going to sit here and talk to the camera until you guys get your act together and start promoting me online. I've got all the time in the world. Yeah. Do you think I'm aging? Do I look like I'm aging? Let me show you a picture from 2008. I've proven that my aging is not happening. I stopped it. I said to myself, David, do not get old. Let people like Donald Trump get old. But David, don't get old. So here's a picture from 2008. Tell me this is any different than what I'm doing right now. I think I even look better. I fixed that thing in my tooth too. Everyone made fun of it. I have normal teeth now under these press-on veneers. Trump looks like hell. Let me show you some pictures of Trump, you scumbag. Yeah, I'm 55. I know, my teeth were screwed up. At least I don't look like this. That could be a problem. You know, what if I was one of those Walking Dead people running for president? That could happen. Yeah, well, these are press-on veneers. It's the newest technology. No, I was not turning that kid from... No, that's not true. No, you're wrong. That kid looks a lot different. We did a site inspect on that kid, and he does not look like me. I'm 55, you idiot. I do look younger now. I told you I stopped the aging process, unlike Donald Trump. You're a very bad man. I checked the yes, I checked him for RFID chips. I look underneath an ultraviolet lamp every night to make sure there's no RFID chip in my teeth. Look, I got way more laughs coming. I got people here that can't stop laughing. I will now turn off guest chat. Why do you want me to do that? Trump is not looking... No way. That's sick. Let me show you pictures of... You're a very bad man. Let me show you pictures of Trump so you get an idea of what this ancient corporate pig looks like in real terms, okay? I got pictures of Trump. Oh, yeah. Here's one of his favorite Trump pictures. This is when his toupee flew off and went into space. You can't stop because we won't stop. We're going to keep on making fun of Trump until you guys go away. Get your own chat show. Donald can't do a chat show. He's not intelligent enough to do this live. We're going to play some music for you right now, folks. We're going to do the can't stop because we won't stop. We're going to take this show to another level. Yes. Trump doesn't even play music on his show. Yeah.
We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop. We can't stop, we can't stop. We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on.
Oh yeah, I look better than him by far. Plus he's got this massive body.
In this coming
China.
Please vote
The
for
problem
David
is
Spawn.
China. The Trans-Pacific
America's
Partnership
Third
is all about China.
Spotlight for president.
We can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight.
Do you want an a-hole running the country? Because he's a corporate a-hole. And I'm not a corporate a-hole. I'll represent you.
First we hit 'em low, then we hit 'em high. Underrated, but we made it to the finish line. Rhymes designed to combine and intertwine. Spring to the summer, fall, even winter time. Beats banging harder, then head-on collisions.
And he'll give you RFID chips.
And quick decisions.
He will actually give you deportation forces, turning this country into an even bigger police state than it already is. This guy's all about the Fed, too. That's where he got all his money to cover his ass during his bankruptcies. You don't want a corporate pig for president. You want a man who will represent the American people. We don't want Terminus at the border like he wants.
We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop.
Can't stop. But really what Trump is all about is he's driving votes into Hillary's
Please
camp,
vote for David Spawn.
or shall we call her Billary,
America's Third Party.
riding on her husband's coattails, acting like she knows anything about politics when she's screwed up with Benghazi. Yeah, I don't really like that one, Beacon. Sorry. So you want Hillary or Billary? You want evil or do you want wicked? Your choice. Or are you just a bleeding heart liberal who wants to turn into a communist? Meh. Oh, Barack Obama wasn't what we thought he was. So let's push more communism on the American people. That's what you're saying. I couldn't hit any of that, man. You basically are, you got to understand that the Democratic Party is a communist party now. The Republican Party is a fascist party with Donald Trump leading the road toward ethnic cleansing and God knows what. I mean, when he started talking about deportation forces online the other day, the guy must have completely lost it. We are not in Nazi Germany, but he thinks we are. Dude, you keep saying the same crap rehash, and you're the only one saying it. I have to purge you every time you come in here. Everyone else is really cool. So as you can see, I'm a guy who's young at heart, even though I'm 55 years old. I'm not an old bag like Hillary. I'm not a guy who's a corporate pig who's trying to get his last hurrah with all the money he may think he has when he borrowed it from the Federal Reserve. And I'm not in any way a person who would go to Jeffrey Epstein's orgy island like Donald Trump was doing. Being on the blacklist of Jeffrey Epstein, a known pedophile, while he was married to Melania, is not exactly the coolest thing. You're wrong, dude. You're out of here. Okay. Potato Girl wants me to end guest chat. I'm going to ask all of you people to get a real account and join our show for our after show at 8 o'clock. It's worth it, man. And you'll ultimately help Vaughn grow a little bit. Not that I care, because I don't make a single cent from Vaughn. But no, you are totally psychotic, man. You're gonna be spending the rest of your life in jail. We're gonna end it for now, right now, MJS. Yeah, thank you. We allow guest chat for a certain time in our show, and I got to tell you, that's a record for the recent time when I've been attacked. That's a 2-hour record on guest chat. Our show normally doesn't allow it because of the attacks. So far, the death threats have stopped, so we're thankful for that. But, yeah, there are too many trolls. I agree, Potato Girl. And a lot of these people just desperately want to get rid of me because, they don't know how. They don't know how. They're very frustrated that they can't eliminate me. And the reason why they can't eliminate me is the reason why we have an internet, so that they can't eliminate people. You see, folks, censorship is not 100%. They can censor the internet with YouTube hits being controlled, like on our counters. They're all shut down, essentially. They may give a few for token reasons, but most of our counters are shut down. Even Meow TV's counter on the news clip that he took off of the Cairo TV news clip of me, that's been locked up at what, 540? So you're seeing this entire censorship go on, but yet you're seeing this internet open up with venues like Vaughn is offering, and other stations. We're broadcasting on multiple channels right now, and thank you guys for watching, but we're not chatting with you on your chat shows. But we can tell you that in the future, we're going to be bringing in more chat, more interaction, and it's just going to get better and better. The more they try to control the internet and censor the internet, and this recent passing of TPP, Trans-Pacific Partnership, is extremely dangerous to our ultimate freedom. The Drudge Report, the guy from Drudge Report has said, Matt Drudge has said that it's the end of his website as he knows it. He won't even be able to use headlines in his tags because they're gonna censor him. They're gonna censor a lot of websites, but as this thing gets more censored, you're gonna see all kinds of new startups pop up, and that's exactly what the internet is based on doing. Frankie, my opinion is I don't support Vladimir Putin, but I don't want to start a war with him in Syria or Ukraine. Donald Trump says he supports Putin. I can never say that. There's no way I could support a man who's a communist, who obviously is hell-bent on his own domination of his own area of the world. But at the same time, I don't think it's in our best interest to fight him on an area that was once a satellite nation of the Soviet Union, Syria or Ukraine. Well, believe me, stopping the trolls is the least of my problems. Okay, thank you. Hey, that's okay, Pacific. A lot of you guys have been working me over the coals for years. I get that. I understand that you're going to give me all kinds of attacks because you're trying to work me over like the media is supposed to work me over. Believe me, the questions that you guys asked me are way more in-depth than the questions that the media will ask me. The talking points of the media are so simplistic, it's ridiculous. I agree, freedom of speech is a big deal here, but you understand you don't have freedom of speech when you slander a guy like me. So I have to purge people that slander me because it's just not freedom of speech. But the internet itself is the way we're going to do this, and we're already doing it. It's very, very good that we've been able to do this for 7 years, and I'm thankful for that opportunity. I've never made a penny from any of this. And we've completely been 100% FEC compliant since the beginning. The reason why I started this party, America's Third Party, is because of this kind of thing, this attitude, and this fakery, and the dynastic nation that we have where Bushes and Clintons want to get elected and Trumps want to get elected. We need an average American like there was never a need before. And the last thing we need to do is cave into communist tendencies like Hillary's doing everywhere she turns, like Obama did. You know, we've turned our nation to a point where we're actually eating ourselves up, because what we founded this nation on was freedom of speech. And what they're trying to take away is freedom of speech. They're trying to paint me out as some sort of a racist when I've never said a racial slur in my life. Your Lol has something? Okay. That's nice. We're not here to support Bernie Sanders ever, so don't ever post a link posted. Bernie Sanders wants to bankrupt our nation again. He said recently that he wants to borrow another $18 trillion to finance government jobs, if you can believe that. I mean, this guy's over the top. Here's a leak from something that BBC is delivering. Let me take a look at this. Russian reveals a giant nuclear torpedo in state TV leak. Giant nuclear torpedo. So they're releasing this stuff slowly. Wow. I'll be darned. Well, Shazam!
Shazam!
Shazam! That's amazing. Let's take a look. Well, Drag King, I'll look at it, man. Where's your pick? Israel warplanes bomb Syria, threaten war with Russia? Really? Okay, well, let me take a look at a giant torpedo right now. Thank you. Okay. Just when we thought it was going to get a little bit safer to live in the world, it's getting worse. Technical details of the torpedo were clearly visible in the brief shot on state TV. Wow, that's a massive torpedo. Well, what pick are you talking about? I've got tons of picks here. I've got a picture of Hillary Clinton that'll blow your mind. What is that? Is that like an Italian fresco painting? Hi, Ms. Hatsuni. What exactly is coming out of her orifice? Is that Hillary? That looks disgusting. What picture am I supposed to be looking at here? Solar Washington, incentives? Okay. Oh, incentives and credits? I thought those were dying out. God, he looked at it. I can't believe he looked at it. I'm calm, man. Yeah, well, that's nice. Reap the incentives for Northwest while you can, because a lot of Northwest solar credits are going to be dying out. Now is a great time to install a solar energy system. Reap those incentives before they're gone. Yeah, thanks for sending me all these warnings and alerts. Tracking, I don't imbibe in dabs. That will mess you up, man. You will be walking around going, You could get arrhythmia from doing dabs too much. Don't just hit the marijuana like it's no big deal, man. It's an herb. You shouldn't be overdosing on it. Solar power rocks. Pacific. Wow, we're really featuring a lot of solar power now that we're, dealing with some issues here. People are verbally attacking. I have no idea who you are. How will you spread your message? Well, Aoni, what we want is for people to spread our message for us. Will you stop it with the links, please? Thank you. God, it was like the 5th link you sent me in the past 15 seconds. Just cut it. I'm pulling you down. I'm going to purge your links if you keep it up. Well, it is a marvelous medication, but it shouldn't be overdosed on. A dab, dude? I don't think so, man. That could be like totally messed up, man. You could like totally lose it on a dab, dude. People don't know that dabs are these super concentrated hits of THC. Well, you're going to get to the point where you won't even be able to get it out of your blood speed. Your blood will have 5 nanograms of THC in it per milliliter. You'll be going down the street 5 weeks from now and still have lethal levels of, they'll be prosecuting you, man. Like, totally, dude. I walked into a recreational drug, or what do you call it, herb store? Thank you. Nobody set me off. And I walked in there and I said, wow, you guys are pretty happy here. Oh yeah, dude, we tried out some new dabs. Really? Well, how did that work out? We totally partied last night. Like, we both totally got wasted, man. We went through like 2 grams of dabs. And I'm going, really? Well, how do you drive home? And the guy said to me, this is a direct quote. Oh, they took my license plate away from me twice now. I've had my second DUI, dude. Seriously. Second DUI. So you know what he told the cop? Instead of actually going in for a blood test, he said, no, I don't want to take a blood test. And the cop said, well, I'll take your license then. You got 2 years. So now these guys drive around without a license. And they can't be prosecuted. There's no law that says you have to have a license when you're driving. So it's kind of a joke. The whole thing is, we're run by a bunch of imbeciles who have no idea how to create laws that are effective. I don't drink at Starbucks more than once a week. I got a gift card back about a year ago, and I'm milking it for every last dollar. We had a $25 gift certificate, and I've got 14 left on it, $14.50. And I go in and I get a free refill. I get like a $2, they call them Pike's Brew or whatever. It's the daily brew that they make. And I get that for $2, and then I get a free refill, or as many as I want. Well, I understand there's no need for a license. I get that. I don't have those strange friends you claim I do. I just talked about 2 guys that had DUIs. They're sitting there selling recreational marijuana in a store in Washington. And they're like, no big deal, man. We don't have a license to drive, but we drive anyway. Gotta get to work, dude. What is this world coming to? You know, in Washington State, we've got people all over the place with multiple DUIs that are driving. I'm totally reading your message, dude. Breaking news, CNN reports. Damn it, David, read my news. We have breaking news. CNN, Jihadi John has been attacked in a drone strike. Breaking news. Yeah, we know, yeah. Are you from the CIA, AmericasThirdParty? You know, that's a name that only Rodney would come up with. I don't get in a break anymore, man. I do these shows incessantly. Sarah does like 30 minutes max. I do 3.5 hours. I'm the one who's really driving this party. You know that. I've been the one behind it from the very beginning. Yeah, you don't get tickets for driving while beautiful. People look at me wherever I go driving in my car and they say, wow, you're one of the beautiful people, And they don't realize that my car costs like $7,500. Well, I put about $9,000 into it now. It's like driving Miss Daisy. Thank you. She's a lady. She's a woman. Yeah. Hey, how about that new politically correct F-35 they've developed? Anybody can fly it. A gay person, a transgender, anybody. It's politically correct, and its fumes are rainbow in color. Isn't that nice? Our military, more progressive than ever, and more useless than ever. You know that our U.S. Army is being run by an openly gay man? Let me show you the car that I drive. It's cool technology. I played some music earlier, man. Just relax. It's cool. Yeah, the car that I bought Sarah is the exact same car. I have the Honda Insight. Mine is from 2000. And it looks identical to this, except there's a racing stripe down the side. This is the car I bought Sarah for her birthday last year. I think it's very trendy. It's great. It holds its own, man. 15 years old and it looks just like that. I keep them really nice and neat and waxed. They look great. I would never disown you, no. U.S. airstrike targets Jihadi John in Syria. Yeah. CIA News is profiling this attack on one of the guys. I guess he didn't want to take their payment. Jihadi John. Yeah, I guess he stopped taking payments from the government, so they went ahead and pulled him out of commission. This just in. Yeah. The war continues thanks to Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton and all the other warmongers and hawkish people that want to continue this war.
Has more now. Barbara.
Good evening, Doc.
Oh my God, look at this woman. How the hell did she get a job? Can you believe this? Wow. I can't play CIA News, I'm sorry, but oh my God, they really got some haggard puppets to read the news now. They could never get a guy like me. She has a face for radio, yeah. She reminds me a little bit of Diane Reems. Have you ever listened to Diane Reems on NPR radio? Let me tell you, it's like listening to nails on a blackboard. This is how she sounds. Hello, this is Diane Reems of NPR Radio. Hi, Diane. I'd like to talk about politics. Okay, David. Oh, I want to talk about things too. The fact is, I can't even get on NPR. They won't let a guy like me on because I'm too honest. They're all controlled. We've had numerous stories of reporters claiming, international reporters claiming they are working directly for the CIA. So the CNN is no longer a credible source of information. It's simply a propaganda point for the CIA. The same with Fox. They're more of a propaganda point for the NSA. But either way, the American propaganda machine is essentially destroying our country. I don't care if she had a stroke. You're telling me there's nobody out there more talented to be a late night radio caster than Diane Reems? Hello? You're looking at a public utility called NPR that is literally siphoning money off your tax dollars and investing in large capital that people give these people. Public radio and television got a $450 million donation from a woman who died. They put it in a bank account. They could live on the interest, but owe tax dollars. I care so much because I don't want us to go broke. Our country's collapsing. Everybody is bizarre at this point. And we got people in our show who think that there's some sort of a psycho from or King Kong. You call yourself? You're out of here, buddy. Don't ever threaten me. I'm destroying myself? How? In what way? I don't know if you've tuned into our show in the past 5 years, but every show is like this. I'm not doing anything in any way different than what I've done in the past. No, I did not know the legendary stripper Carol Doda passed away. Nobody's gotten to me, man. I'm telling you, I'm the same guy I was broadcasting 5 years ago. I do amp up a little bit more because obviously people need to, start getting serious, getting me on the ballot. But, other than that, I really can't help you. Oh, I know they're total douches. I get that. But I'm trying to respond to as many people as I can in a short time period. We only have about, not too much time left. Yeah, we're running out of time. This is interesting. A man was arrested for microwaving his ID to fry the microchip and protect his privacy. This is fascinating. From filmingcops.com. This week, a 29-year-old German man was arrested at Frankfurt Airport after police noticed that he had microwaved his ID to disable the microchip inside. Microwaving IDs is actually extremely common among German and other EU citizens who are concerned about their privacy. The man who has not yet been identified is now facing charges of illegally modifying official documents and accused of tampering with state property. This new charge has many in the EU worried, as are likely thousands of people who microwaved their identification RFID chips to protect their privacy. That's fascinating. A complete revolution, an online revolution. Wow. She's the famous stripper who died? Thank you. I didn't realize that. Well, at this point, we're expecting a turnout of write-in candidates. Write-in candidates getting a small percentage of the total votes. Since they've done a tremendous job of censoring us, we are unable to reach out beyond this venue. So by asking me how many votes I expect to get as a write-in candidate, honestly, they don't even count the write-in candidates unless they reach a certain number. If we get a number of write-in candidates writing David Sponheim on the ballot in the upcoming election, they'll have to count them. So it's really a question of how much do the people really want an honest American to run for office. It's not so much how much are they willing to invest in a fair and democratic election. They don't care about that. It wasn't just a launch, Taurus. It was an actual blast. They blew it up. A Trident missile blew up over Salton Sea. We have photographs to prove that. If you go to my show last night, we'll show you those photographs. No, it's not true, Beekman. I am being censored, and I can tell you numerous times over and over again how they're censoring me, but you are unable to understand that thought because you absolutely have no concept of what censorship is. You're a deluded moron Republican who thinks that you're going to just vote Republican every year and something's going to change in your life besides your butch haircut, your square head. Yeah, let's wake up, America. Let's get a third party going here. This is crazy. Anyway, I'm here as a courtesy to you. I'm not heavily invested in more weapons of war. I'm not heavily invested in a nation that continues to neglect its common citizens and shut down free speech. He's a Carson nut? Oh my God, that's even worse. He wants a homosexual Republican as president? Wow. That's really sad. All right, so yeah, there are some really good technologies in the solar field that are growing, and right now is a unique opportunity to go solar in the state of Washington. Because for a very limited time period, you're going to get solar credits, and you're going to be able to get money back on every kilowatt hour your solar panels produce. So yeah. This is a good starting point if you're in Washington. There you go. You feel a struggle, but you bring up crap daily that constantly doesn't help. Buy a horse and find your sword. All right, well, why don't you open your mouth and find your words, you freaking idiot? You actually want to take up arms and to build a political consensus of nonviolent activists? You are a total imbecile if you think you're going to hold a sword or a horse up against the insane technocracy that's coming at you. I do not bash homosexuals. No. Never. I've never bashed a homosexual ever. That's an outright lie. Well, Taurus 256, Russian scalar technology is nothing compared to the new innovations our microwave technology has developed. I can't get into the specifics because it is top secret, but no, you've got the blood pressure, buddy. I don't have blood pressure problems. The fact is, our country is at a point where we could seriously blast the universe away from every other nation with our technology. But the fact is, we don't even run our own country. Our nation's been hijacked by a bunch of global elitists with lots of money. No, if I had hypertension, I'd have symptoms like ringing in the ears, headache, palpitations. I don't have any of those. So our country was hijacked a long time ago, but you as a voter haven't figured that out yet, Beekman. It's a bird, it's a plane. No, it's Jetman. Incredible video. The moment two daredevils fly at speeds of up to 120 miles per hour, the world's largest passenger plane. Whoa, this should be interesting. Don't look now. Don't look down. Jetman flies alongside the Emirates A380. Isn't it amazing? Wow. Let's take a look at this. Okay, queuing up. It's not playing yet. Oh, this is one of those videos that never plays. Okay. I'll bring it in when I can. Oh, here it is.
A380 inbound for the base.
We are queued up. Don't look down. Okay, I'll bring it in when it's playing. Why is the technology... You know, I heard the makers of YouTube on the radio once, and they said that they were working on ways to adapt to any video, and it does such a good job that you wonder, why can't all these other video providers begin to learn from them? There's a backpack that's going faster than the jet. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to put it on pause and let it queue up. It's obviously going to take forever. But they really did nail it at YouTube. I got to tell you. I mean, I listened to the guy when it first came out. We're talking years ago. Well, your constructive criticism is worthless to me. Yeah, I told you I don't take constructive criticism. I mean, why would I? I have 185 IQ. I can think circles around you people. And I do on a nightly basis. You got this dimwit Trump with this mindless attitude of creating a deportation force. Well, apparently you're an idiot, so I'm going to ban you. Later. I'm not a rich guy, and I'm not a materialistic pig either. Yeah. Look, if you really want to get involved in this party, you don't come in here running me down and criticizing what we're doing. You go out and promote us around the internet. All right? I don't need a bunch of naysayers coming in here every night. The last thing I need are naysayers. Well, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. That's a purgeable offense. Show me somebody in here with a higher IQ than 185. Test it. Go for it. Bring it. No, not the Stanford Binet. That's a joke. The Hula Walla African IQ test that I took guarantees that I have 185 IQ. Yes. Sharon Stone is here? Well, golly. Keep your legs together, Sharon. Tested, yeah. Yeah. Let's turn the whole show into a discussion of why Stephen Hawking wants to leave the planet. I know why. It's not because we're ruining the planet and destroying it. It's not because mankind is so full of greed and corruption that it's destroying the world. It's because Stephen Hawking's has a pile of crap in his pants and he doesn't care about life on Earth. Yeah. He's got a colostomy bag, folks. You don't trust somebody with 184 IQ with a colostomy bag. That's not true, Master Beatball. Isaac Newton was not tested by the Stanford Binet test or protocol. Well, there is a reason he wants us to leave this planet, because he really doesn't like living. He can't leave his... You know what really shocked me about Stephen Hawking is he has 3 children. I mean, he must have had them artificially inseminated, and I'll bet that they withdrew his seminal fluid, extracted it from his body. I seriously doubt if he ever, if you know what I mean. Here's a guy who thinks he could be like me. I kind of like that look. That'd be kind of fun. Today I went incognito into town. I wore a hat because it was so windy and some sunglasses. No one even mentioned the weird getup. Wow, dude, you're really weird. Actually, no, I'm not a Mensa member. Mensa charges $75 a year, and that's a waste of money. A warning to America and Israel from an ex-Muslim. Oh, more threats from Muslims. Gee, why does it sound so familiar? Could he be ISIS?
You have to share a short message with people listening that will watch this, whether in America or Andrea or Jewish people.
All right, I don't need to see a guy with half his face removed threatening America. Thank you. Wow. Is this the stripper you were talking about? She passed away? She looks like a real famous gal. I've never seen her strip, but I don't attend strip bars, so I wouldn't know. She's on Broadway. Yeah. That's the closest you can get to an on-Broadway image. Provocateurs is what they are. Beekman, no, I'm not going to take an IQ test for you, especially for you. You're not able to grasp complex thoughts, Beekman. I mean, you represent, in my opinion, the barrier that humankind is facing in their evolution of their mind. You've reached a point where you believe everything is the way you think it is, and you're not willing to accept the possibility that you're wrong. And that's got to be the worst place for mankind. You see, mankind is extremely adaptive. The mind of our people in America has been suppressed. The collective consciousness of our nation is essentially unable to comprehend that their own leadership has been bought off, that a central bank has been put in place illegally called the Federal Reserve, that the leadership that we call our Democratic Republican Party are actually just in name only different. In reality, they both vote for the same issues, which really are focused on getting people more money who are rich. So the Democrats, Republicans will both sign on to more increases in their salary. They will not have term limits because they want extended terms. Bilderberg has chosen Hillary and Trump. Either one will work for them. They even have Jeb Bush as a backup. No, Beekman, the practical purpose of a blimp on top of a 747 is to get it up in the air. To actually get it up in the air. Because a 747 consumes 85% of its fuel just getting up in the air. You don't understand the brilliance of just getting the plane up in the air and saving 85% fuel? I mean, this is like a no-brainer. This is why you're unable to comprehend complex thoughts. Whirly girl, what do you got? Is that your face, Whirly girl? Is that who you are? Okay. So, yeah, there's a lot of people who just won't ever come to the reality that, oh, you have a YouTube link of the jetpack? Good, because the jetpack is not going to play. Oh, yes, it is. Look at that. Amazing. Wow. That is phenomenal. Holy moly. Fantastic. interesting beyond all possibilities. Wow. I'm impressed. Houston, we have a problem. Great photography. Look at this. Wow. Fantastic. I'm not sure if this is a commercial or what. Oh, it's Dubai. Okay. Well, that's special. Hey, thank you, and thanks for the link. It finally did play. Amazing, thanks. That's a chemtrail with humans on it. Doesn't impress you at all, Frankie? Well, you've seen reptilians do that, right? Question, Dave, if putting a blimp on top of a plane could reduce an airline's fuel cost by 85%, why haven't the airlines done so? Because they are imbeciles. I talked to the some of the engineers over at Boeing, and they said that they had actually investigated in this technology, and that they never really thought it would work for anything other than cargo planes, but that they did look into it. I'm just sorry that they didn't put parachutes on planes. It would be a great innovation. Silverstack has something here. Parachutes would really protect people's lives, but nobody seems to care about that. I don't think that deigned our video performance test. Yeah, so I'm not pushing a blimp plane, man. I'm just talking about it because it's kind of a different idea. I don't plan on using your tax dollars to create that. That was exhaust, really? Okay. Yeah, we have more flying with a jet, man. They've got much more video. If you guys want to spend the whole night looking at jetpacks, we can do that. Yeah, it's kind of cool. This is how they created these things. Great link. Wow. I'll play this in the evening tonight. Oh, that's so cool. I'm excited. You've really sparked my interest. I'm not trying to become a political comedian, Frankie. I'm just not here to talk about reptilians in a positive way. And that's the big separation you and I have, is you believe in reptilians and I don't. So if you think I'm here to be a political comedian, you're not correct. I don't care about laughter. I don't even care about humor. I'm seeing a nation that is literally blind to the reality that it's being run by corporate pigs like Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. I'm being constantly reminded of the lack of intelligence in our nation. If there are reptilians controlling our country and you want to believe that, if that's some sort of a big step for you, fine. I don't care. I'm more concerned about the fact that we are powerless here, Frankie. I agree, being sarcastic does not help. But it's a bigger issue here to know that we're not really worried about reptilians, we're worried about chemicals being sprayed in our atmosphere. We're worried about the fact that they're poisoning the skies above us and nobody in the government seems to care. Our party stands for so many different things that the other parties don't, that it's ridiculous. I mean, we have all kinds of issues that we talk about on a nightly basis that they don't talk about. We talk about GMOs in our food not being good. We talk about the dangers of radiation from Fukushima. Nobody mentions that at all. We talk about kinetic cycles, where you can generate electricity by even spas or clubs, athletic clubs could have these things, and they could actually make money back on their electric by people, or save money on your membership. We talk about getting out of war as opposed to getting into war with Syria. The other parties don't talk about that. We even have buttons that show our dedication to peace on our website, but nobody buys them. You have to be absolutely gone if you think that I'm here because I want comedy. I don't. I don't care about comedy. I don't care about music, making great songs like this. This is a remix artist named DJ Chillsync who puts together some techno. Right now we're listening to Xenia Gali and Wycliffe Rem. Pretty cool, man. So we've got a great technology we're all playing with at home. It's fun. But we're being diverted. The diversions are so many that, yeah, we're facing unbelievable a challenge just generating interest in what we're doing because there's so much in the way. So many diversions. Tonight I'm going to show you a video which ironically shows deceit, the government deceiving the American people about the drought in California. A nation that literally is creating a drought using weather modification, and nobody in our government could give a crap. And I talk about these issues, every one of them, in detail on our show, and I do the unthinkable. I challenge the status quo every night on our show, and we're never going to achieve any kind of accountability from these corrupt pigs unless we challenge them at their game, which is to buy and control our nation. And the only way we can do that is politically. There's no other way. So.
Hey, DJ Chills.
Hi, Sarah.
Solar Washington, huh?
Yeah, they're kind of pitching people on, low end solar costs being, the end of the incentives. So, the end of the incentive plan.
Oh, right. Will be the end of the incentives pretty soon.
Yeah.
I think that it's ridiculous they got rid of Glass-Steagall.
Yeah, it was a barrier for investors who were investing in corporate and their own investments at the same time. And it would have prevented companies like Goldman Sachs from profiting from the 2008 debacle. But unfortunately, the Glass-Steagall Act was not in place. So we have a lot of things that were different than the two parties on. And I'm going to play them for you, for all of you, to look at. So you'll have an idea of where we're at compared to the two parties. And we really are in need of a third party now. It's serious. It's not something that's just going to happen on its own, too. It's got to be done. We've got to do this by telling people we know, friends and family, and continuing the process of word of mouth. There's no other way to do this.
So you'll play that video for them at 9 o'clock.
At 9 o'clock, I will play the cool jetpack video that Scissor Fight got us, the YouTube, of how they make these cool jetpacks. Very interesting. Yeah, I'm also looking at new technology for our show come Christmas. Whoops, sorry. Didn't mean to set fire there. The problem that we're facing with this program is it doesn't have the ability to move around fast enough. I could produce a lot more visual effects if I had a better system. I'm looking into other systems. All right. If he's casting from his bed sheets, that's good for him. Sarah's going to give me a little break right now, and I'm going to come back. I did not put... No, I did not set a fire in the room. It was just an effect I had. I'm going to get rid of it. But yeah, I bought Sarah a brand new car in last February, and how do you like it? It's pretty good.
I love it.
When I say brand new, it was 15 years old, but it looked brand new. So I have to qualify that. I consider something 15 years old in mint condition brand new. So I have a different definition than most people about brand new. But yeah, we don't want fluoride in our water system. We don't see the benefit of that. The idea of blowing chemtrails in the sky is something it's against our grain. We don't understand why they would do that. And I definitely want to get our country to be less of a police state. So we're against the war. We're against the Fed, a private bank that's running our country. We're going to try to deal with Fukushima and the radiation spilling into the ocean outside of Japan. And the GMOs that are in our diet. We need to tackle some of these key issues here. So I'm not on edge. I'm just responding to chat.
David will tackle them all later when he comes back from his
Will you
break.
tell me to just stop telling me to calm down? Yeah, I'm going to purge everything you say now at this point, because I don't know anybody, honestly, who's done 7,000 hours of broadcasting, 4 hours a night for the past 7 years.
I know when I
Well, no, it's not just stressful. It's you actually have to jack yourself up to do it.
I know, I don't like it.
You don't like doing the show.
Like it.
You see, I've had to jack myself up to do this show, and yeah, I use a little coffee to do it. But it's like I'm not on drugs.
Thank you for repeating yourself 5 times preparation each.
Well, we see that, yeah, weather can... You know, if the 747 has a big breeze underneath it, it will lift a lot faster. Yeah. If there's a strong breeze under the 747, it'll save gas mileage.
Or if it has to travel through rain, it'll use more gas because it has more friction.
I agree that Sarah should replace Hillary Clinton, but Hillary Clinton shouldn't run for president. Hillary Clinton has committed a crime. She has violated public disclosure law. She needs to be prosecuted. Frankie, it's acceptable that most Americans don't want to have a change. This is why the fate of our nation is really in the hands of the average American at this point. Yes. And frankly, that's going to end up costing us dearly. Well, technically, aspirin is a drug, too. She didn't disclose anything, Marina. The fact is she violated public disclosure law when she got rid of 5 months of emails. She needs to be charged with a Class C felony. Do I have to do a citizen's arrest to, go ahead and charge her in the state that she's living in? I don't know. I mean, you'd think the Republicans could figure this out. Oh, I know, Obama should have gotten impeached because he violated the Constitution, yeah. But again, all that failed because you don't have any representation. Master Meatball won't vote for Hillary. I'll tell you, if you look at Hillary versus Donald Trump, there's going to be a lot of people voting for the lesser of the two evils. If it comes down to that, Donald Trump is going to drive a lot of moderates who would normally not vote for Hillary because she's too liberal and too leftist. They're going to probably say, well, I guess I'll accept Hillary because I don't want deportation forces in a police state to come into my area and start harassing people in every city in America, which is what he's contending he's going to do. He wants to go door to door kicking illegals out of our country. Like that won't jeopardize our national security. He is a cartoon. And he's driving votes toward Hillary, and Hillary's the wrong choice. All right, I'll be right back for some more, and I'll finish the evening off. Thank you.
Which is why we need a third party to take it out. We need a third party. And that's why you should vote for David. Not vote for the lesser of two evils. Vote for someone who you believe in. Vote for an average American to be president. Oh, I have no idea of the question, Draking, but thank you. You might have a point, Master, but I would also say, David says a lot of the things that people don't want to say themselves. Wait, what? Noble Watchman? Are you talking about the Rothschild thingy? Hello, Pickles. I'm doing well. How are you doing? I thought... Oh, what? Doesn't he just come here to do shows, JJ Security? Really? That's interesting. Meatball, I would not doubt it. Yeah, that's true. That's... a lot of women don't like his insults. That's true. I know, exactly, right, Ilura? If I had my own voice, what political party would you choose? I have chosen to create America's Third Party. That says it all. And I'm glad you're well. Because I really don't think the two-party system is where it's at. I think that it's like when you wake up and you want a wonderful omelet, and instead your choices are do you want cornflakes or Raisin Bran? I mean, time for some different choices here in our political system. Your family created Oregon? Okay. Makes you want to think. Yeah, I definitely think thinking is a very good thing, but I'm not sure about that, Alora. I know, and he always brings it up, but doesn't he, DJ Chills? New York is city, or his dad was? Yeah, it's just bizarre. Yeah, I would probably say you're probably right, Noble Watchman. The landscape of Europe is changing. Probably. I probably am dropping frames. I will go off of another channel, so then that would be better. Have you ever been a TV talk show? No, I am a person. I'm not a TV talk show. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Oh, goodness. No, I have never been a TV talk show. You just don't understand his point just yet. Okay. Yeah, and I don't have a husband, but David does have some great points, I will say. Yes, on the ballots, not the ballets. David does not do ballet, but he would like to get on the ballots in your state. Do you think all sites will be underwater? I'm gonna think you said cities, and not necessarily, no. I don't think all the cities will be underwater.
Okay.
Well,
yeah.
I think it's fantastic.
Okay, I'm gonna ask. I come into the show quite a bit during the time that you have Sarah talking to you, and I start hearing things. You basically a lot of you use Sarah as a chance to talk about me behind my back, and I really think that I think that what you have is a real problem of demoralization. The fact is, you continually try to blame the messenger, me, because I tell you that you are powerless. So you want to hate on me when you should be supporting this third-party effort instead of denigrating it and acting like the loser that you are becoming. Hang on.
I think recycling efforts in the U.S. are going really well.
Yeah, I think we've got 10% of our plastic waste being recycled. That's a big improvement over not recycling at all. 90% of all plastic waste is going into the garbage cans.
50%.
90%.
And
of all plastic waste.
Oh, plastic waste?
90% of all plastic waste is going in the garbage.
Well, not in my household.
No, 100% here goes in recycling. But
well, not 100%.
Okay, 92.3%.
Thank you.
Jeez, let's mince words here and talk about specifics, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
God. It's like I just want to make a simple statement that we are screwing up on this planet royally. And if you want to stand here and blame me and argue that, oh yeah, your ideas are better, we've got an endless burn going on in the background of our life, and that is the combustion engine is extremely inefficient.
That's true.
Drag King, you're getting a little tiresome too, attacking DT. I'll ban you, Drag King, permanently in the show. You'll have to come back as your other name, Asshole. Okay? Yeah, that's not a very good name to use as a screen name.
Well, David has gotten some great videos lined up for you tonight, and we'll be playing those in about 10 minutes or less.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to see that video that Scissor Fight found on the YouTube of the jetpacks. Those are looking really good.
That's really good. Yes, I was interested in watching those jetpack videos. Did you see that link about the jetpacks that they went and they released some people above an airplane in Dubai?
Yeah.
Is that what you're playing?
Yeah, that was kind of, it's like, gee, people have so much money they can play with jetpacks. While we here in America can barely even get enough money to pay for our gas tank and our gallon of milk for the refrigerator.
I guess they have the resources.
Well, frankly, his other name is just as bad, so I don't really know if it would help if I banned him, It is a better name, though, I agree. I'll be right back. Let's get you something to look at. We've talked about radio frequencies.
Airlines.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's cool.
I'll bring that up. I didn't want to do that one. Let me see. Maybe it's here. Getting rid of that. What is with Daily Mail? I don't really like that. Oh man, where is that one about the jetpacks? I was going to bring it. But David has so much stuff up. Jennifer Lawrence, why am I on that? Okay, Pentagon Chief Ashton Carter just fired his top military aide over misconduct. I'll leave that up. Obama's visit to El Reno will focus on reform, and he commuted the sentence for 46 convicts in one location. Coast to coast with George Norrie. I guess I'll leave that up. I don't know about the University of Missouri thing. I'm not really interested in that. Obamacare things, I'll leave that up. That weird blimp thing, I'm going to get rid of that. Interesting engineering, it's not that interesting. Picture John Kerry, don't need it. Picture John Kerry, don't need it. Picture John Kerry, don't need it. Life biohack, that's kind of weird. Russian reveals giant nuclear torpedo, I'll leave that. Washington is a something. Solar power rebate, I guess I'll leave that. Solar power rebate, leave that. Puget Sound Energy, leave that. More incentives, leave that. Did he delete the one thing I wanted to see? I don't know. I thought I already saw this. Okay. The Free electric, I like that. Don't need this. Giant glass sphere. Magnifies solar energy harvest, that's pretty cool. Transparent solar cells, fantastic. Something about German chancellor dying at age 96. Don't need that. Don't need that. I don't have it anymore. I think this is a jetpack. Okay, here we go. Finally found it. It was in a different spot than I thought. Where do I want to put it? I'll put it here. Alright. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Jetman. The two Daredevils fly at speeds of up to 120 miles per hour besides the world's largest passenger plane. Let me bring in that. I don't know if that's right. I think that's just inside. I want that. Where am I? I want to go back. Stop, close this, and I think I need to refresh this page. There we go. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Trying to refresh that page. Okay, here we go. All right, have a great night, everybody. And oh, I don't think that's gonna play for me, is it? Oh, maybe. And we'll be back tomorrow.
For the face.
Welcome to...
Sorry.
Great. I'm not ready.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so anyway, those were jetpacks in Dubai. That's what those were. Yeah, I would agree with you, Bigman, if they got caught in the wake.
Yeah.
That would be sayonara in about 1 second.
Yeah. All right, so we definitely have a lot of things to talk about. I close the show. I close the show every night.
David always closes.
I also make dinner, and I made dinner. It's in there. It's potato and chicken and some broccoli. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just believe that we're looking in far off places to find solutions that are right in front of our eyes. We don't need to be enamored by new technology when we got so much technology it's blowing out of all pores of our bodies. In fact, we're breathing that technology that they're developing. Nanotechnology. It's crazy. Oh, I'm quite happy, Beekman. And, again, I'm going to ask you to quietly stop demoralizing us in our show. I mean, I get more respect from Ping Ching Chong, who comes in here after working 18 hours a day to appreciate what we're doing here.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Thank you.
I thank you for making dinner.
You're welcome. No problem. I'm just glad that we can have a chance to, share. We're going to eat dinner a little bit later. Sarah can have her dinner now.
I'll wait for you.
Okay, I'll be in just a second. But yeah, folks, I don't think you get the whole concept of building a consensus. Yeah, and you can't do it by saying, David, are you really bag-face? Or, David, you seem depressed today. Or, David, there's something wrong with your tie. Or, David, your hairdo doesn't look normal. You see, that's demoralization. Now, I wake up every day with a very positive attitude. I'm greeted by my cup of coffee, which has a smiley face. I am lightened up. You're the one who needs to stop demoralizing me. And again, I'm going to ban you or purge you if you keep this up. If you can talk about the issues, that'd be great. But you see, the problem is when you get stuck in a rut in life and you don't know how to break out, you are basically going to target everybody around you like me, the messenger. And I'm here on a daily basis, so yeah, why not take out your verbal chat hate against me? Sure, why not? You are mean to me, Beekman. Yeah, and I don't like it. And you don't seem to understand a damn thing I say. So it's frustrating to talk to you, and only you. But I've got 50, 60, 100 viewers. Greetings again from China. Nice to see you again. I have good news for my son. He was promoted to his off-campus work group in charge of 35 children. Now, his son is 6 years old, and his son is in charge of 35 children at the factory. And they work 18 hours a day to support our political capitalist system that is literally destroying the earth. But they need to make money. Yeah, and what we're going to do essentially is help China work with America to clean up the planet without turning our whole world upside down by killing off the planet. And we're not going to be able to get China to agree with this until they realize that their future isn't always going to be rosy with lots of sales from America. But does that mean we shut off trade with China? No, of course not. We'll work things out. We're looking at a global economic collapse. Because of the massive printing of money, unnecessary credit that was authorized by elitists that think that they can just play this as a game. It's just a game with them. It's a Ponzi scheme with them. The American people need to be a little bit brighter about where our country's going. If we don't recognize that these elitists are now trying to hijack our nation and turn it into whatever they want, frankly, they don't care about you or I living in our house. They could replace us with Ecuadorians or Ukrainians. They don't give a crap who's living in your house because they don't care about you. We don't need a world order. We've got each state, nation that can work things out. The notion of a new world order is as dark and disturbing and hidden as the notion of a king ruling the world. It's completely it's a surreptitious effort by secret societies to control our society, to control our destiny. It's a new world odor. And you can smell it. It's really bad. We do need a wall. And I proposed the wall 8 years ago. And I'm not going to have Mexico pay for it. I'm going to actually use prison labor that's currently in our prison system, that's illegal aliens, to build that wall. Give them a 3-month tour, and then they're off with their little baggie, and full of $100, and they've got we can give them some Nike outfits and some sneakers from Big Five, and they can skedaddle to their home country and find their family and get back to a normal life. And show them a certain amount of respect too at the same time. Keeping them in our prison is kind of pointless, don't you think? The ones that didn't commit capital crimes, the ones that didn't hurt anybody. Now, Barack Obama, his answer is to release drug dealers and illegal aliens into our streets in America. That's his answer. Because he doesn't want stability in our country. He wants a nation of chaos, a police state. They want factional conflict. They're race baiters. These people race bait. They want hatred between the blacks and the whites. They want people to hate each other because that creates the need for a police state. You see? It's very simple. Okay, we're going to drop off our other broadcasts, signing off to the friends over at YouTube who are watching, and also in archive. It's a recorded broadcast. I want to say thank you guys for catching our show. We are challenging the biggest things that the two parties are not. We're trying to end the Fed. We're trying to stop the Fukushima crisis, radiation crisis from happening. We want to end GMOs as we know them, not make them everywhere like the Democrats, Republicans want. We don't need fluoride in our water. There's no proven test that shows that it prevents cavities. There are tests that show it lowers your IQ. You should check those out. And we certainly don't need poisons in our air right above us on a daily basis. Huge problem. All right, thank you so much. We will be back tomorrow with Freedom Friday, and tonight we will play videos into the evening for other people who want to watch technologies like this new amazing jetpack coming out of Dubai. Pretty cool stuff. Thanks a lot for coming in, everybody.